Welcome to the VAFA William Buck SEN Match of the Day.
He has a bounce, he crosses 50, he pins the ears back, and he drills the goal! You can tweet that and hashtag it bloody good.
It goes high up and under the full foot. Becky's taking a ripper!
Makes a name for himself with these long bombs from outside the arc. It's a long bomb from outside the arc!
Welcome along to VAFA William Buck Premier Men's Tour 2026. We're officially back. It is a new season, a new start. And with the two teams that we have on show today, the very real possibility that one of them today embarks on their journey to the 2026 Premiership. For St Kevin's Old Boys last season, they proved their credentials by qualifying for their 7th straight
campaign, only for the dream to end in the first week of September at the hands of Old Scotch. Anthony Lynch and his Chargers will be desperate to go one step further this year as they look to climb the summit once more. For Old Xaverians, meanwhile, they were arguably the best team in the competition last season, all while managing a spate of late season injuries, only to fall at the penultimate hurdle, the final kick of last year's epic preliminary final. But with a clean slate and a fresh run in 2026, Dan Donardi's men most certainly have a point to prove in the months ahead. Welcome everybody to TH King Oval for round one of a brand new VAFA season. It's a rivalry as old as time itself. St Kevin's against Old Xaverians, and it's just for one of these two teams to make an early major statement in this campaign. VAFA William Buck Premier Men's Footy on Community TV and SEN. My name is Matty Donald. It's an absolute pleasure to be in the host chair with you today and throughout the course of the season. And joining me here, special comments provided this afternoon, the two-time Premiership coach of Elsternwick, Hugo Higginbotham, is beside me. Hugo, welcome to you and to the start of a new season.
Hello, Matty. It's great to be back. Start of a new season. Blockbuster game today. That old rivalry we spoke about, and both teams with probably a little bit of a ghost in the closet from last season, Matty. Both didn't finish the year as they would have hoped, so chance for some redemption today. But round one, let's talk about round one, Matty. There's always excitement. Excitement around every club. Callers, and Petch was excited today, I saw him. But yes. From Clubland comes some expectation, and with expectation comes pressure. I know both these sides are looking to really start the season off well. Early wins are huge. It's like scoreboard pressure, Matty. You need to get them on the board early.
No, absolutely, yeah. Knock the wins over as early as you can of the season. Really set the tone for the campaign ahead. And what better way to do it for both of these sides than to get a win over a side that finished in the top four last season. That's the carrot on offer today. For St Kevin's, the hosts, as we have a quick recap of how things panned out last season. They finished third with a 12-6 record, percentage of 128, but they lost in the first week of the finals. As we mentioned, they fell to Old Scotch by 23 points at Trevor Barker Beach Oval in a game where the Scobbers never really got things going. For Old Xaverians, meanwhile, their season also fell at the hands of Old Scotch. They finished second on the ladder. They got the double chance, but as we said, Hugo, they lost a host of players to injuries at the end of the season. They lost that second semi-final against Old Brighton and progressed straight through to the grand final as a result, got to the preliminary final and led till the very last kick of the game. It was an awesome contest between them and Old Scotch, but it took that final goal at the end proved to be the difference for them, and they crashed out at the preliminary final stage by 1 point. A heartbreaking end to what was an incredible season and an incredible game as well, that prelim.
Yes, it was. It's probably match of the decade, I've heard some people say, and we were privileged enough to be there and call it. It was an amazing thing to watch, just the way that panned out in the last few minutes. And I know from a sort of a coaching perspective, there wouldn't be many nights when you wake up in the middle of the night as a coach and not think about that one where you've dropped that. And even talking to some players, I spoke with Campbell Lane, the Zav superstar today, and he's still talking about it. But that's a great thing about footy. They've got a chance for redemption now. It's a new season. Not too many changes down there at Turret Park for the Zavs. They're a very similar team to last year. Well, squad anyway. I know there might have been a few injuries coming into this game today, which has changed the lineups a little bit. But it'll be a great start to the season. And what a way to start the season too, Matty. Testing yourself against one of your contemporaries. It's not going to be an easy win. You'll know exactly where you're at the end of today.
Yep. No, absolutely. Definitely you will be. Really looking forward to this game. It's going to be a fascinating contest between these two sides. And as you say, a chance to lay an early marker in the season ahead. We will introduce my co-commentator Simon Petch to the broadcast very shortly. But before we do that, we have to head down to the boundary line for our boundary rider for this afternoon, Harrison McIlwaine. Harrison, a very good afternoon to you down there.
And to you, Matthew. Very excited to be here. I'll roll out all the cliches. The smell of freshly cut grass and liniment is in the air. It's a beautiful day for football, and I couldn't be more excited to see these two two Goliaths of Premier football go at it.
We look forward to all the coverage that you'll provide us, Boundary Side. Harrison, one of the best in the business, Boundary Riders, Harrison McIlwaine. This is a Saturday warm-up thanks to Holmes Glen. It's a leading provider for vocational and higher education with 40 years experience and more than 140,000 graduates. That is TAFE at its best. We've got the two teams not too far away now from warming up with the Zavs, old Xaverians. They are out on the field. And Hugo, they've got a host of players that are unavailable for this game. We talked about the run of injuries that they had at the back end of last season. It's carried on into this campaign as well.
Yes, we were speaking with Dan Donati the other day. He's always very generous with his time, and we've had some very bad news come out of Zavs and Marcus Stavrou, the Woodrow medalist from last year, who got over syndesmosis to nearly single-handedly get his side into the grand final last year, has done another severe injury, and it's a syndesmosis again. So that's 10 weeks apparently for Marcus, which is very disappointing. He'll probably still win the medal. He's such a good player. But and I think there's a few others. A bit of a cloud over Charlie McIsaac, but he is out there warming up today. Alex Spraley not playing today.
Yeah.
So that's a big out for them. I know he's a bit injured last season as well, but nothing too untoward there. But a few other things as well. But it's going to be an interesting start today for Zavs, and look, it provides opportunities to people as well. And it's the old adage, one soldier down, another one replaces them. And the more games you can get into the broader squad at this level, the better you'll be in the long term. I mean, we get the Tullamarine flu halfway through the year. There's injuries, there's everything going on. So you just got to have the players there ready to go.
St Kevin's have just made their way out onto the field, led by Tom Jock, who bounded through at the race there. But as you mentioned there, Hugo, that's a key trio of outs there for the Zavs. Spralia, Stavrou, and then Fisher as well as the other one who won't be available. And as St Kevin's do make their way onto the field, we want to welcome to the broadcast for the first time in 2026 the coach of St Kevin's senior side, Anthony Lynch. Anthony, welcome to you.
Thank you, boys. Good to be here. What a day for it.
Excited for another year? How are you feeling?
Yeah, very excited. No, I'm a bit nervous, actually. That's what we do it for, though. We care about what's on the line, and with no games for 6 months, I haven't had this nervous energy, so no, I love it.
And a strong challenge today as well against Old Xaverians. It's a top four rival, very nearly got through to the grand final last year, embracing the challenge of a really competitive opponent first up.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm really keen to see where we're at. Doesn't matter where both teams are on the ladder, at what stage of the year it is. It's always a fantastic, respectful contest. But yeah, I expect it to be on today for sure.
So, Pluggy, you've had a few players move on in the post-season last year, and now you've got a couple of really good ins. You want to talk through a few of those who we've seen today?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, obviously with Paddy Kerr and Critch moving on, a key forward was definitely high on the agenda. We've got some really good young key forwards, but we had to go get one that was ready-made. So Jacob Kaczynski's obviously been a fantastic addition. He's been, it's fitted in seamlessly, to be honest, Pete. So expect and hope that he plays really well today. Liam McKenna's another mature age guy who I spent a bit of time with at SEN and VFL. Just again, we need to fill a bit of experience holes, so he'll play. He'll play down back. Noah Walsh, another one who we actually got Noah last year from Sandhurst, but unfortunately did an ACL through the pre-season, so he missed the whole year. So fantastic to see him back. And then young Will Mazzio, straight out of the school, kicked the most goals in the APS last year. So he might be the smallest guy on the ground, but you won't miss him.
Okay, and game style, mate. Have you worked on that in the post-season and pre-season?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think you're always looking to evolve, but when you have such a disappointing exit as we did last year, we had to really get to work on that. So we think the group, the younger, sort of more skillful, better running group enables us to attack a bit better. We'll always be a defensive group. I'll never change that, but we've got to hopefully move the ball a bit faster.
And plug out Tom Jock's always a story. Where you foresee him playing most of his footy today?
Yeah, no, he'll be back up and around the ball. So we tried him at halfback last year. Obviously, such a good ball user. We thought it was an important one to have, but we just felt like we lost a bit with him not being on the wing. So he'll go back through wing and midfield, and hopefully he's putting the ball down the forward's throat today.
All right, Anthony, we know you're a very busy man. Thank you for your time. We'll let you go. Best of luck today.
All good. Thanks, guys. Have a good call.
Anthony Lynch, the coach of St Kevin's Old Boys senior side. His side have just made their way out onto the ground, not too far away from the opening bounce commencing here. We are going to observe some pre-match ceremonies, including a minute's silence as well for former VAFA boundary umpire Ben Austin, who tragically passed away during the summer. So we will observe that moment's silence in a short while. But before we do that, though, I do have to welcome my co-commentator onto the scene for the first time in 2026. You know his voice. He's one of the most iconic voices going around in the VAFA without a shadow of a doubt. And he's just reminded me that I've introduced him 3 minutes ahead of what his contract stipulates. But no, we've all got to endure a long pre-season, so I suppose Simon Petch should as well. Petchy, welcome to you.
Yeah, Matty, nice to have a new ringmaster on board with us this year to look after the clowns beside you, and it's nice to have you on board. And well done on getting the job looking after us this year. Nice to be back.
Great to have you back, Petchy, and just congratulations too. I know we do have a bit of fun, you and I, but I have to sincerely congratulate you in your honour in the post-season last year of being a life member of the VAFA.
Yeah.
Not name above the door yet.
No, not yet. No.
And it's not the Simon Petch Memorial commentary box.
Well, no, we haven't got any statues or anything yet either, have we?
But no, look, in all seriousness though, Petchy, it's a great achievement to get life membership.
Thank you.
And as I understand, in high school you were voted the most likely to get life.
No, that's right. That is exactly right. But no, to the Amateur Association, it was nice, the awards night back in October last year, to receive life membership, and I certainly will continue on the good deeds again this season, and looking forward to another good one, Matty, alongside you and Hugo and Buttons, of course, and Harrison down on the boundary line today. So it's nice to have everyone here.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you along for the ride, as always, Petchy. And yes, congratulations on your achievements last season. It was the dynamic duo of Hugo Higginbotham and Simon Petch in the commentary box, picking up right where they left off from last season. We will head down back boundary side now to Harrison McIlwaine, who's been working overtime down at ground level. Harrison, have you got a ground report for us?
Yeah, it's absolutely flawless weather and condition for football today. It's an absolute carpet down here, a little bit lush under my Nike TNs today. I believe we just had the coin toss, and Zavs will be kicking to the left of your screen.
And any breeze to make note of heading into this one?
Nothing to report. I rugged up today expecting it to be a little bit colder than it is, so if I start sweating, please forgive me.
So what are you saying, Harrow? No goal advantage either end?
I don't believe so, Hugo. No.
Okay, we'll hold you to that.
And also, in my contract, it also stated that I do the ground reporting here.
Oh, yeah.
We're off to a flyer here.
Good on you, Harrow. No, we're going to script here. We are going to script. That's worked out really well. Yes. Good start.
Yes,
good start.
Petchy's world-famous ground reports. Oh, that's an early one.
Oh, look, I like to go for a wander. That ground's in great order there, Harrison, and even the centre wicket area, it's a little bit damp in there, which is good for the boys. And certainly the conditions, no breeze, sun shining, like the clouds have certainly cleared here, and we're just getting ready for this moment of minute silence.
Yes, we'll head down ground level now to remember the young Ben Austin who passed away last summer. Wonderfully observed minute silence there following the passing of Ben Austin, a VAFA boundary umpire, just 17 years of age, passed away tragically over the summer and had so much potential as well. Was the boundary umpire for the Premier Men's Reserves Grand Final last year, as I say, just 17 years of age, gentlemen, and does put football into perspective.
Yeah, it certainly does, Matty, and it's a community sport. We love that. We love the aspect of the community getting around such a tragic event that we had there, and such a lovely tribute there to be paid. And I believe at every game around the VAFA today, so which is great. And this is what community football does. It brings people together from different walks of life, and really feel for the family.
Yeah, we do. We send our heartfelt condolences to the Austin family. The players have broken away now. They're just going through their final preparations. St Kevin's Old Boys and Old Xaverians huddling up. Zavs will be kicking to the right of your radio dial. Petchy, does it stipulate in your contract that you can abstain from tipping a winner in games of footy?
No, not at all, but I do like Zavs here today. I know they're ravaged a bit with injury, but I still think the way they finished off last season on a low but a high in that game against Old Scotch in the preliminary final. I think that holds them in good stead. Always hard to beat down here, St Kevin's, but I do think the away team today, Old Zavs, not by a big margin though.
Yeah, I'll probably agree with you there, Petch.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do.
Do you?
I do.
Gee whiz. Okay, I'll change my mind then.
I nearly fell off your chair when I heard you say abstain too. There's not a chance you are.
And we'll go back down to Harrison one more time. Harrison?
I believe I just want to correct you there, Matty. Old Zabs are kicking to the left of screen.
Left of screen.
Okay, we are off to an absolute flyer here, aren't we?
Okay. No, apologies for that. Thank you, Harrison. No, that's that's why you're the best in the business, Harrison, because you're sharp as a tack and keeping us all in check. Have you got a tip for us, by the way, Harrison?
I think Scob are going to get it done at home in a close one.
Well, you know what? I'm going to square the ledger and go Scob as well. So we've got 2 and 2 here with us today.
So, Harrow, we're just going to say, so we've got Ed Delaney and Charlie McIsaac playing centre half-back and full-back today?
Yeah, look, not my finest moment.
Tell you what, it's a tall forward line there because Kennedy's down there as well, and you got Elwyn Davey who'll just scout them underneath.
Ed Kennedy was excellent in the reserves competition last year for Old Zabs. Of course, a couple of former AFL players out there today. Elwyn Davey for Old Zabs, Jacob Kazitsky for St Kevin's at either end of the ground. Players lining up in position now.
Just noticed Billy Coates, the St Kevin's ruckman part full-back, has gone down back today. So they obviously realise the firepower that Zabs have forward. He's probably one of the strongest men in the VAFA too, Billy Coates.
And Jack Ball to start on the ruck, bringing forth the VAFA action for the first time in 2026, Simon Petch.
Good on you, Matty. And a game underway down here at the TH King, and Hodges straight away wrapped up in a tackle by Westcott. Inside the centre square, they both went at it hard, as you would. And we'll have the ball thrown in the air. Still inside the centre square. Players will be feeling themselves out here as Hodges goes in again. And another tackle laid on him by Westcott. So it hasn't travelled too far. Down towards the end of which Zav's kick. Down to the southern end of TH King. Campbell Lane, the first kick of the afternoon. Now McKenna head over the footy. Westcott got him and another tackle. And the umpire inside 45 here for Zavs says, give it to me, I'll throw it in the air. He does just that. Brilliant sunshine. Hansen from the tap, got it down. Away goes West, got a kick. Down to McIsaac, chopped off by Ball. And St Kevin's work it out of bounds on the full though. And Campbell Lane will take it out of sight of the ground. First minute of the game. And it's all Zavs into attack, and Campbell Lane to the southern end of TH King to have a shot.
Skipper with the ball against the boundary line here at left half forward. Assessing his options now, and I think in the end he's decided he's going to have a go here, Campbell Lane.
He should do. He's a fantastic kick, Campbell Lane.
One of the best players in the competition, Campbell Lane on the right boot, sets out towards goal. He's just pushed it across the face, and in the end it does go through for a minor score. The first score of the game, Old Xaverians, one behind. St Kevin's yet to score. We've ticked over 90 seconds in this opening term.
So Walsh to kick the ball back in for St Kevin's, and he does just that, and McKenna takes the mark out there for them. Goes again in short. That was dangerous, but it worked. Handball, and away goes McKenna again for St Kevin's. Kick to centre wing, and the mark taken there by Kazitsky. He comes back into the middle of the ground. That was dangerous. Oh, Davey roved it well. He dribbled the kick inside 45. Not handball. Got it back to Lane. Zavs look dangerous again here. Phipps Parsons, handball back to Not. Handball back to Lane. High kick towards the pocket. And it stayed in the air a long time. Umpire said play on. St Kevin's from defence. Work it out. Commentary side to Ball. He had that on a string. He reeled it in, then lost it. Close to the boundary line. It may go over. It does. And we'll have the ball in.
So we're playing last touch in the VAFA this year as well. Now, obviously that was fumbled over the line, but any ball that goes off hand or foot over the boundary line will be an instant kick to the opposition. So it speeds the game up a lot. We'll be watching that today.
Well done by Ollie Gill, doing his very best to keep that in play for St Kevin's. And it's the new rule. Tossed in. Broadcast wing, right in front of the interchange gates. Tap down. Marnie applying the tackle, going in high. But down will be a free kick going the way of St Kevin's here to be taken by George Dillamitru.
First time past halfway for Scobbs.
He drives this kick deep inside, attacking 50. It's done going back with a flight. And has he taken the mark there? The umpire says he has. Either that or a free kick.
Chopping of the arm he paid there.
And there's a bit of afters as well on the ground. Whitehead is there, but gets up now. Tom Dudd's got the footy in the back pocket, and he wants to go short to Will Goss. He's going to go off a step
Amazing
down the
kick.
line. Very nice kick. Mark not taken, though. It opens things up. Not gets the hand pass away. And now a kick from Hansen up towards the middle of the ground. Bouncing football in congestion here. Jock was there. He lost it. Going in again and flipping it up intelligently. There was Guiney. And then Lane goes over the top. Here's Davey, who's got it now in left half forward. Looks to try and find McIsaac in the pocket. And he does. Just inside the field of play, Charlie McIsaac marks about 35 metres out from goal.
So what we saw there was Zav's willingness to retain possession there. They're not afraid to take that 10 or 15 metre kick, and Scobbs seem to be willing to give that, and it's not working out for them. And we're just seeing Campbell Lane getting very busy on that far wing as well today, so he'll be one to watch.
Continue where he finished off, Campbell Lane, after last year. McIsaac around the body into goal, and he's missed it. So plenty of daylight between the goals there. McIsaac goes around the body. You'd like to see a drop punt, but
you would.
Well, yes, but obviously we're not going to.
You're singing from my hymn sheet, Petchy.
Yes, good on you, Matty.
You both go to church, do you?
So Walsh kicks the ball back in. He goes to Jock with a kick, who found McKenna, who goes long. St Kevin's up to half forward over everybody's head. Came back out here towards Tom Dunn. He gets a kick around the body up towards half back. Umpire called play on as Lane's on hands and knees. And the umpire says, give it to me, Campbell.
So just notice Whitehead's got the job on Kaczynski today, so that will be a really good matchup to watch all day.
Thrown in the air. Just beyond centre wing here for St Kevin's. Hodges gets a clearing kick. Nearly inside 45, close to the boundary line. And the ball goes over, and we'll have another ball in at 45 for St Kevin's. We've gone 5 minutes into this first term. Old Zavs lead the way. 2 behinds, 2 points. St Kevin's yet to score. That for McCormack Property Services, one of the major sponsors down here at St Kevin's this season. Thrown back in, ball along the ground. Hodges a kick. Down to full forward over Hart's head, but he had hold. And the free kick going Sam Tucker's way. And he'll take the first shot at goal here for St Kevin's in this first term. Wearing number 11 this year.
So it's probably
Sam Critchley's old number there. Hugo,
yes.
And Sam Tucker to have the first shot here for St Kevin's.
not a bad move throwing Tucker forward as well, because all the attention will go to Kaczynski.
Yeah,
and then
it's a tall line, isn't it?
It is. He's a big man, Kaczynski, too.
He sure is. Man mountain. Here's Tucker into goal. He sunk the slipper into that and kicked it. That was a very confident kick into goal to the northern end of the TH King. And Sam Tucker kicks the first goal of the afternoon. They go into 1 straight 6 St Kevin's. Zavs on 2 behinds, 2 points. And Tucker opening the scoring here at the 6-minute mark of the first term.
You just see the advantage there of getting yourself in a great position when the ball's coming in the forward line, put the defenders under pressure, and there's not much Hart could do, so you just have to try and lash out a little bit. But they've done well here, Scob. They weathered the storm. It seemed to be all Zabs for a minute there. But
so a couple of tools for St Kevin's in their forward line, a couple of tools in Zabs for their forward line. They're tall players, aren't they?
Well, it's
both ends.
So Paul and Duncan to contest in the ruck once more. Duncan that time got the tap down. A bit of holding there from Marnie, and he's given away the free kick as a consequence.
It's Fitzparsons' free kick.
Fitzparsons trying to charge through, does get the free kick.
He goes very hard, Fitzparsons. Remember that injury he copped in the finals.
And drives it long inside attacking 50. The numbers favour St Kevin's here, and in the end it's an easy mark that's been taken, and they'll win it back reasonably comfortably. Now looking to run away and indulging in a bounce there in all of that was Jack Andriski. It's a hand pass away and it's gone out of play. It'll be a last disposal free kick going the way of the Zavs. So there's that new rule coming into effect. Zavs launch it back inside of 50 into the pocket. McIsaac beat 3. What a tremendous mark in the forward pocket from Charlie McIsaac. I have no idea how he did that, but
neither does Angus Hart.
He'll get another opportunity. He's going around the corner, Petchy.
Here we go again. Can he right or wrong here?
There's a bit of a cloud over him this week as to whether he'd get up. I think he struggled on Thursday night.
He steps around, opens up the field of play, makes no mistake that time. McIsaac's on the board. And the Zavs reclaim the lead here. 1-8 they lead. St Kevin's 1 straight 6, approaching 8 minutes in the opening quarter. And that is all thanks to McCormack Property Services.
Yeah, so it was a great mark there by Charlie McIsaac, which is...
one grab.
Well, he's famous for it too.
One grab, isn't it?
He was in the middle of 3 Scob players as well, so I don't know. Mustn't have been any communication there between those guys. So.
No, it should have been a punch from behind, really. But look, he's got strong hands, McIsaac, and they weren't going to get that away from him.
No,
he loves a goal and he's kicked it. So 128 Zavs, 1 straight 6 St Kevin's. We've gone just on 8 minutes for McCormack Property Services in this first term. Ball thrown high in the air. Hands have got it down. Duncan. Now they kick away out of the centre for Zavs. They go forward again. Up towards 45. Race on in earnest. Brasnahan gets there. Jock got there for him. Now it goes to ground. McKenna there. Handball came up. Kick along the ground by Pfeiffer towards centre wing. And Tucker rolls over the boundary line and will have a ball in. Nearly 9 minutes gone.
Free kick.
Free kick. So Zavs take it and Knott ends up with it here.
That was a downfield free kick too.
So in front of the scoreboard, Knott goes towards that pocket again. McIsaac, but he was pushed out of the way.
That's free kick.
And Jones has given it away. And McIsaac gets another free kick here for Zavs. They've had plenty of...
Well, he's going to do it again.
The football in this first term. Around the body he goes again. Looking at his second of the afternoon and makes no mistake. So McIsaac's kicked his second. We've gone 9.5 minutes into this first term for McCormack Property Services. And Zavs go on. They go on to 2-2-14. Leading St Kevin's on 1 straight 6.
Well, that was interesting on the wing then, because the free kick was paid down at Zav's half forward. So there must have been a holding or something down the field. Now, what I've noticed here is St Kevin's have not won a centre clearance. So you'd really be looking for them to try and lock down this one, because they don't want to give away another entry to Zav's, because Zav's forward line is on fire at the moment.
Well, 4 shots to 1 too. So they've had plenty of the play in the first 10 minutes.
Duncan went up uncontested in the ruck contest that time. The tap wasn't effective, but St Kevin's not able to make the most of it. Guiney gets a hand pass out. Big Billy Coates in there, laying a strong tackle, and we'll get a stoppage that Mark McIsaac took a few moments ago. Rather, Mark of the Day contender for Gorman Commercial also. That time ball won about 3 hit-outs in the one go, but it went straight to Guiney, and they're out of the middle again. Here's McIsaac just over his head this time. Hart's got to go back and gets it. Runs away from Kennedy and drives a kick wide, too wide, and out of bounds on the full. And it's going to come back inside 50. It's going to be Kai Wolford to take the kick for the Zavs. In fact, no, he's going to let Phipps Parsons have it instead. And the fluoro orange boots, I'm sure you'll be loving that, Petchy.
Oh, you can't miss him.
Phipps Parsons sends it back inside 50. Where's McIsaac in front? No mark taken. Off hands. Tommy McRae gets the hand pass away. Centering kick towards Duncan, who's got it. Good use of the body against his man ball. Only needed one hand to take the mark, and he'll line up 45 metres out directly in front.
Well, that was the goal assist there by Campbell Lane. He just got so much time and space and had the vision there to see Duncan at half forward, directly in front, where 9 players out of 10 would have tried to snap it round the corner and have a go at goals, where Duncan, realistically, this should be a bread and butter goal. So Campbell Lane, he's on fire today, and he's loving the space out there on that wing. Started well. The skipper Duncan has as well in the ruck. Can he get an early goal to his name? In the absence of Alex Spralia today, a big opportunity for Oscar Duncan to lead the line. Begins his approach now. He steps inside the 50-metre arc. Sends the kick on its way from 45. He's pushed it across the face of goal, and it's wide for a minor score. 2-3-15 Old Zavs and Kevin's 1 straight 6, approaching 11 minutes in the opening term for McCormack Property Services.
So a bad miss directly in front there by Duncan. As Matheson goes in short, Westcott chopped it off. So he had plenty of time there, Matheson, to work out which way to go. He came straight up the ground, and Westcott, who started the game well for Zavs, has taken a telling mark at the 45-metre arc. Well, he had 3 Scott players there, but he kicked it in the middle of the 3 of them. So there's a bit of confusion as to who was the ball, who was the ball going to. And then beautiful vision there, just coming in, chopping off. So it is all Zavs at the moment. Skulls are really struggling to get past halfway. So 15 playing 6. Zavs have the lead. 5 shots to 1. Westcott for his first shot at goal today. Down at the southern end of T.H. King. Close to the man on the mark. It won't make the distance. It'll drop short. Fist away towards the boundary line by St Kevin's defence. It goes through for a rush behind, does it? Yes. So a minor score there to Zavs. Nearly all the way there to Westcotters. McKenna kicks the ball back in and he hits Hodges on the chest here for St Kevin's. So still inside defensive 45. Kick smothered off the boot by Phipps Parsons. Open the door here for Zavs again. Now Brosnahan laid into goal. Back Jones, fist away from McIsaac, but it fell to ground. Chopped off there by Jock. Good smother by him. It goes close to the boundary line, not sees it over. And we'll have a ball in deep in the left forward pocket here for Zavs. 13 and a half minutes gone in this first term. Zavs have the lead, 2-4-16. St Kevin's 1 goal straight. McIsaac so far has 2 for the afternoon.
Coates taking a turn to the ruck against Kennedy now. Billy just throws him out of the way, gets the hand pass clear. There's Walsh. Oh, it's a good run down tackle though by Phipps Parsons. Umpire wave play on Lane to McRae. The flip back in was no good. Hodges sweeps a hand pass out wide. Kick was smothered. McRae's in there again. The ball trickles over the boundary line and we'll get a throw in at left half forward for the Zavs.
Just in that situation, you've got to take possession there. You don't want him tapping back over your head. You take possession, keep your arms up, you can get a good handball away. But it's paid off for them with some really good forward defensive pressure for the Zavs.
Now Tucker in the ruck. Front spot, although he's nudged out of it in the end by Delaney, who sets a high ball towards full forward. Jock flew off hands, brought it to ground, took a couple of players with him at the ground level now. Or a hand pass over the head was invented there. And then Jock taking in a strong tackle.
That was a good one.
Slammed into the turf in the end. I think it was the man applying the tackle. I think that was Guiney down there.
Certainly was.
A ripper.
Yeah.
Tossed up once more. Coates. Good tap work. St Kevin's looking to get away. Hodges explodes away out of the contest, does well. Tucker to Jock. Look at the run here for the Scobbers. They could get them on the break. Hand pass forward. It's just got to sit here at the end. A couple of fumbles. Works out just in the end there for Billy Bryan, who gets the kick in towards the forward pocket. Dunn leading Kaczynski back to the race for the footy, and it eventually goes out of play for a boundary throw-in. Inside attacking 50 for St Kevin's. Opportunity missed there for Billy Bryan to make more of that. Just wouldn't sit for in the footy.
When he had Campbell Lane on his hammer too, who eventually sort of affected a bit of a tackle and error ball off to the side there. But they got through the back of Zav's press and what Scott might have to do.
So inside 45 here for St Kevin's. Delaney won it down. High kick towards full forward St Kevin's. But the mark has been taken there by Whitehead. And he marks in the last line of defence here. For Zavs down at the northern end of the TH King. He goes out wider here. Back outside defensive 45. Kennedy set himself. No one took the mark. Hanson a handball up. Away goes Zavs again. Guiney bounced. Then got away from his man. Kick towards half forward. Inside 45 out of bounds on the full.
What's going to be the intent here?
And
free kick.
A free kick going Hart's way for St Kevin's. Well, Guiney took off. He was confident, but he was going too fast. The kick was a scrubber, really, out of play.
You probably need to have another bounce there.
Yeah.
To try and retain a bit of possession.
So Hart comes across the face of goal and goes to Walsh. So St Kevin's down at the southern end of TH King, a long way from home, down in Zav's forward area. Walsh goes back in front of the scoreboard. They set themselves. Delaney at the back, Tucker. No one can hold on to the mark. Bent down, picked it up, was Westcott. Got it to Kennedy. Left foot kick into the pocket area. McIsaac charged out. Now he goes clear. He goes into goal and missed it. So 2-5-17 Zavs, 1 straight 6 St Kevin's, 16 and a half played in this first term, and McIsaac misses another goal.
2 goals, 2 for Charlie McIsaac. Oh, and that's another turnover from the kick in, and Wade Brosnahan slips in to take the mark in the right forward pocket. He'll be about 2 or 3 metres in from the boundary line when he takes the kick. Another kick in that's diced with danger for St Kevin's. They're giving Old Zavs plenty of opportunities in this opening turn, Hugo.
Yeah, they've really struggled trying to exit their D50 there, the Scobbers, because Zavs have a fantastic press and they were really aggressive at those intercepts. So a little bit more run and carry for St Kevin's, probably try and find a bit of distance I would be going for, but oh well.
Wade Brosnahan comes in now. Will be kicking on the right boot. He's brought it back. Beautiful kick from Wade Brosnahan. That's a terrific set shot. Degree of difficulty high. Wrong side for a right footer. But he judged the angles perfectly and made it look easy in the end. 3-5-23 Old Zavs. St Kevin's 1 straight 6. and that is on the McCormack Property Services scoreboard in this opening term. Now, special comments this afternoon for Glenferrie Hotel. Here's Hugo Higginbotham.
Good hotel with Glenferrie. So that was goals from turnovers really hurt. You've got possession maintaining. One telling stat at the moment is there's 8 forward entries for the Zabs, only 3 to score. So all over at the moment, Zabs.
So thrown in the air again in the middle of the ground. Duncan got it down. Hanson lost it. Hodges a handball. Ball in trouble. Oh, he fell over now. Delamitru tried with a kick. Hodges dives in. Ball still on the deck. Coates worked it forward. Got it away. Got it back again. And inside the centre square. A ball up. That was hard and fierce.
You know about it when you got the head over the ball today, don't you?
Yep, and no one worrying about where Angels fear to tread there. They all went in. Duncan got it down. Now a kick away. Jack Marnie got a kick up towards the centre of the ground for St Kevin's. Diving in there. Lane got it back. Now Billy Bryan. A handball goes back inside. Now they lose it. They get it back again here. Elliot Marnie into goal. Missed. Oh, he got it. Got touched on the line. Elliot Marnie kicks the goal there for St Kevin's. That's their second of the afternoon. They go on to 2 straight 12. Trailing Zabs 3-5-23 at the 19-minute mark of this first term. Elliot Marnie kicks his first of the afternoon.
Yeah, very much a needed one there on the back of some really good surge football where they just did everything they could to get it forward at pace, so Zabs couldn't get back quick enough. So that might be a little bit of the format that Scott need to go to, but they need to get back on top in the midfield. Well, at least even out in the midfield here in the middle of the ground. Just try and get some hand on ball and get some forward half footy at the moment.
Pressing time on in this opening term for McCormack Property Services. Tossed up, both rucks got a hand to it there at the initial stoppage. And St Kevin's will win a rare centre clearance here. Kick inside attacking 50, chaos ball, bouncing around. Mazzio's in there, the debutant. Hits the ground level. Comes out now, Gill with a snap at goal, off hands. And the Zabs will clear up to the wing. Ball should favour St Kevin's here. Andriski with the hand pass back. He's going to get it once again. That's close to the boundary line. In fact, it was hand pass over the line, so it's a Lazio free kick.
Oh, one of those.
Teammate was over the line when he received it, so the kick to be taken here by Charlie Knott. Right in front of us here.
One of your favourites, Petchy?
Yes, sure is.
He goes short.
Play on names there.
Yeah,
Westcott
I'm waiting for it.
To Will Goss. Goes with a kick up towards half forward, bouncing ball. McIsaac again, he's the go-to man at the moment. Bouncing around in the forward pocket. Big Billy Coates has got to get down there. It's a long way to get down there for a big fella. And then Andriski looking. Goss went over his head. Rosnahan again. He's pushed over the boundary line and into the crowd.
Over a chair as well.
Yes, over the trainer, giving a bit of treatment.
Jumped like a stag there. And all good.
He did. They're very good jumpers, Stags, aren't
I'll
they?
say they are. Thrown back in. Commentary side of the ground. Ball won that one down. Phipps Parsons got the handball, then got it back again to himself. Wobbly ball. Bryan close to the boundary line. Gee, no one wants to get out of their way, do they? And we'll have it thrown in.
I just noticed Plugger holding his ground there. He was waiting for the contact.
Yeah, waiting for it. Probably wants it.
Yeah, I think so.
Aye. About to be thrown back in front of us. Commentary side of the ground, sun shining down here at TH King this afternoon. Ball bent down, picked it up. Got a short kick on here as far as Goss. Goss ball around by Hodges. Great tackle, loose footy, Brosnahan. Smothered over the line by Jack Marnie for St Kevin's. Will have a ball in. 21 and a half gone first term. Zabs lead 3-5-23. St Kevin's 2 straight 12. McIsaac has 2 for Zabs.
Tossed in right in front of us here. Duncan and Ball contesting in the ruck again. Hodges, who's been busy early, just gets away from the tackle from Goss. Doesn't get away from Guiney, and he's gone. Holding the ball. Nick Guiney, there's been a bullet a gate in this opening term.
Had the shoulder reconstruction in the off-season.
He's giving it a fair working over early on. He goes up towards half forward, off hands, no mark taken. Andriski caught by Westcott. And it will be a stoppage here on the half forward flank for St Kevin's. In the time on now.
They've done well to stabilise here, St Kevin's, because it was all Zabs early, so they've adjusted, which you have to do.
They only trail by 9 points. Hand pass comes out, inside attacking 50. Westcott looks to get it further forward. Oh, it's bounced fortuitously for Kennedy, but there's a whistle. Kennedy's kick has gone wide anyhow. And I think it will be coming back. It looks like it'll be a free kick to St Kevin's.
Noah Walsh.
Noah Walsh.
think it was in the back there, Matty. I think a little bit too aggressive attack. So this is where they've struggled. So we want to watch what he does with this kick. You must maintain possession here.
Great to see Noah Walsh back in the side. Missed all of last year with that ACL.
This is better.
Kick up the ground, and there's a bit of room to move here for the Scobbers. Matheson with a raking kick from centre half back up towards centre half forward. Straight up the ground.
The little fella.
The little man Mazzio walks in and kicks a point. Oh, what a statement that would have been on his debut. The little man, more goals in the APS than anyone else last season. Couldn't find the target that time. It's St Kevin's first blemish. 2-1-13. The old Zavs 3-5-23. 23 and a half gone in this opening term for McCormick Property Services.
Yeah, a bit more pressure for him now. They know they're hot on his hammer. He probably could get away from them last season, but not this time, as Goss kicked out. Hansen kicks the ball back in. Duncan nearly held on to it. Umpire said he did. And for the Gorman Hotel, that's one of the marks of the day. Down here by Duncan, right in front of us here. Tall timber for Zavs. He goes short, and Delaney dropped what he should have taken. If it was a custard tart, it was all over him. Close to the boundary line, Hansen sees it over. And we'll have a ball in. Do-wop.
Yes.
No, Gossett was. Not Hansen, but Do-wop's out there.
Anyway, but the custard tart, we used to call it a bucket of what hit him in the face.
Yes, of course. Well, I'll go with custard tart, even in a paper bag. Straight into him.
Recyclable bag.
Thrown back in. Brown paper bags. They still exist. Here's Andriski to the boundary line, but Phipps Parsons holds Delamitru up, and we'll have another ball up. Commentary side, 23 playing 13. Zavs have the lead. 24 and a half gone in this first term. Zavs clear. Phipps Parsons kick towards centre half forward. Bouncing ball, Mackay, Zach Davey. Handball, McDavey got it back, but now Walsh gets in front of him. He gets the handball out here. Are they out? They sure are, although Walsh bent down to pick that one up, got away from Knott with a kick. Up towards centre wing. Jock takes the mark. St Kevin's move again. Kick towards centre half forward. And Gill takes the mark here for them.
Troubling distance here. He's probably not going to quite make it. He needs to try and find a hitter. I think he's backing himself in here, but
not much breeze out there, Hugo.
He's going to be kicking from, what is that pitch? Is that a 40 out there?
It's a 45.
Yeah, so he'll probably kick from about 50.
Yeah, so he fancies his chances here. So what a goal this will be to bring the house down right behind us. They're out with their singing syrup right behind us on the terraces here.
They certainly are.
So this, well, you knocked back a red wine there.
Yeah,
believe it. They put it on the bench.
It was a nice Shiraz.
Here he is, Gill. 50 out from goal. Have a look at that, but he's missed to the right. Yeah. Well, he got the distance.
Yeah.
He was confident with that. Only a minor score there to St Kevin's. Taking them on to 2-2-14. Zavs on 3-5-23. And we've gone 26 minutes in this first term for McCormack Property Services.
14-13 last season, Ollie Gill. And Abby just chip it around here in defence are the Zavs. Walford involved in that.
Just trying to maintain a bit of possession, get a bit of control. They're playing scoreboard time clock football.
Lane goes long up the line. Billy Coates stumps it almost into a couple of spectators that were just sitting there minding their own business. It's gone out of play for a boundary throw in at right half forward for the Scobbers, who trail by 9 points with only a few minutes to go here in this opening term. 3-5-23 the Zavs, 2-2-14 St Kevin's. Kicked the last goal of the game though, St Kevin's, after the Zavs piled on 3 in a row. Ball had front spot, tapped it down. Marnie trying to run onto it. He was worried out of it. Lane gathers it now, swings it around the body. High up and under kick. Couple of Zavs get in the way of each other there. Westcott at the fall of the ball. He gets a kick forward further. Oh, well judged in the end. Going back with that one was McKenna. I think he lost sight of the ball halfway through, but took it well in the end. And then goes in with a kick towards Sadar forward. That's good. Michelle Pfeiffer wants to go and bring it out to the left forward pocket. Marnie got hands to it. Dunn roved. It was set upon immediately. And the umpire says, give it to me. Stoppage 20 metres out from St Kevin's goal.
So they did well there, St Kevin's again, to get that turnover, get some possession through the middle of the ground, get some forward half footy.
Tucker palms that one down inside. 45 free kick going St Kevin's way from the ruck contest. So 9 points the margin here. It's been all Zavs, you would say, in this first term. 8 shots to 4.
Yep.
But Marnie here, which is Jack, is to take this free kick from that ruck contest goes back inside the 45-metre arc, northern end of the TH King. And we'll have a shot here.
Not much left in this quarter. This is a very important kick in the context of the game. So we'll get them within a couple of points.
So Gill missed moments ago. Now Jack Marnie, an opportunity here to pull the margin back. He has. So Marnie kicks his first. St Kevin's kicked their third.
And Harrow's got to stand there.
Absolutely filthy with that decision, and only became more incensed after that goal went through. So wish me luck in the quarter-time huddle there, fellas.
Yeah, that's why you're down there, Harrow.
Yeah,
we'll stay up here. You go down and put it in his face and see what he says.
You go and ask him what happened now.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be stoked.
you think it was only by fortune we stuck you down there, Harrison.
So Jack Marnie kicks his first. Back to 3 points, and Zavs have the lead. 23 playing 20. Jack Marnie kicks his first of the afternoon.
7 goals, 9 for Jack Marnie last season, so not a noted goal kicker, so I'll be happy to be on the board early in 2026. Duncan flew highest to get the tap down there, and he's going to get it here with the hand pass. Scrubby little kick inside, attacking 50 up to the right half forward flank. Hand pass comes back looking for Ralph, who reeled it in before ran over the boundary line, but not a last disposal. Lasso free. Just a neutral footy here at right half forward for the Zavs.
Still a little bit of confusion about that rule. Some players appealing for it, not. But,
tossed in, ball with front spot, tapped it straight to Goss, who was worried out of it. Then running out of trouble quite nicely there was Zane Green, no eggs and ham. Kicks up towards the wing. It's knocked out of play for a boundary throw in. That's Zane Greenham. Number 21, we got the kick away. Going and having a run through the names and seeing what creativity we could come up with in the pre-match.
So we're 29.5 minutes gone, so this is very important, this stoppage here.
Duncan just thumps it forward, gains about 15 metres. Tackle applied there by Matheson. And it will be a stoppage on the wing, right in front of the interchange gates, Petch.
So 30 minutes gone here, Harold, and as you said, most important stoppages, these ones. Who's going to clear it? Jack Marnie virtually head into Hodges there. He was going nowhere into his own man. And we'll have another ball up. 30 minutes played, 23 playing 20. Zavs have the lead. They've led all of the afternoon so far. Ball for St Kevin's. Kick inside the centre square. Connor Dunn there. Got the handball up here to Lane, who got away from Jock with a kick. Out towards centre wing, and Walsh there. Ricocheted off his chest, found Hart. Hart a handball to Jock. Handball to Brian. He goes long with a kick inside 45. Whitehead dropped it. Good tackle laid on him. Goss got the handball back here. Now Hart clears the ball here for Zavs. Close to the boundary line. Tregar's got it. He goes inside the handball. Whitehead gets it back here. They go to half forward. Fished away from Kennedy by Coates. Tregar followed it down, and we'll have a ball in.
Hugo, Noah Walsh looking a pretty calming influence across half-back for St Kevin's early.
Yes, he is very, very steady with the ball. Just notice Ted Kennedy sporting the Nike headband there.
Yes.
So no sweat in his eyes.
Thrown back in, 31 gone in this first term. And St Kevin's clear. Matheson a kick to the pocket. Fist towards the boundary line. Tregar falls over. Umpire's looking for a free kick, says throw it in. 6 goals for the game scored so far. 3 points to the margin. Zavs have the lead. We've gone 31.5 in this first term. Down at the St Kevin's end, inside their 45-metre arc.
Bit going on off the ball here between Gill and Tregar. The umpire, oblivious to it all, tosses it back in. Tucker had front spot. McRae gets a hand pass away. Whitehead. And then another one. Good tackle applied there. The umpire waves play on. It's Phil's ball's hit a Pfeiffer. He's caught. He's legged. Free kick St Kevin's. Will Pfeiffer to take the kick. He'll be about 30 metres out, and he'll do so after the quarter time siren.
Well, it's going to be a very frustrating game, football, and I can see Dan Donati's not overly impressed with that. But they've done very well, St Kevin's, get themselves back in the game after Zavs had owned the first half of that quarter, and this is a very important kick. Give them the lead on the siren, Petchy.
Yeah, well, we didn't think this was happening the first half of this first term, that's for sure. They've done well to get back into it here, St Kevin's.
Will Pfeiffer just receiving instructions for the umpire, running a straight line and kick over the man on the mark. No deviation. To give the Scobbers the lead at quarter time. Will Pfeiffer comes in. He's pushed it wide. Let off there for the Zavs. A missed opportunity for St Kevin's to take the lead at the first break. And as we head for the huddle, St Kevin's moved to 3-3-21, but Old Zabs hold the 2-point advantage, 3-5-23. First quarter brought to you by McCormick Property Services. Visit mccormick.com.au. Scope sponsor since 2022. Hugo Higginbotham, your quick thoughts on how that first term played out?
Zabs owned the first half of that quarter. It looked a bit ominous for Scott, but in fairness to them, they adjusted and got back in control with some surge football and just by maintaining a little bit of possession. And when you think a couple of the turnovers that Scott had early, which you could put down maybe to some nerves or new players in the side not knowing the system quite correctly, but that'll come in time. They've done really well to get back to a couple of points. It's, this is what VAFA footy is all about at the top end, isn't it? You can't take your foot off the gas for a second, Petch.
No, definitely not. And plenty of people in support of both sides down here today too. Hugo, there's a big crowd down here for round 1 in 2026.
Well, match of the round. What a match we've got here today too. Excellent support. Beautiful day for football and ball moving from end to end very well. And we're just noticing two sort of different styles where Zabs really try and maintain possession and then very high pressing, and that's why St Kevin's have got them out the back a few times, and that has to be the go-to for St Kevin's. They need that fast surging footy, and front half footy is good. I'm really enjoying the matchup of Tom Jock and Campbell Lane, the two captains out on the far wing, both having very good influence on the game in their own right, and Charlie McIsaac looking a bit dangerous up forward early. So it's an exciting game so far, Matty.
No, indeed it is, Hugo. 2-point lead to Old Zabs. The VAFA William Buck Premier Means round 1 action here on Community TV and SEN, the SEN app. We'll take a quick break and we'll bring you the rest of today's action right after this.
VAFA action is back and you can catch the award-winning VAFA William Buck Premier Men's SEN Match of the Day every Saturday afternoon. Listen to all the VAFA footy action live on the SEN website and SEN app today from 1:45 p.m.
Are you looking to grow your business? William Buck are more than just accountants and advisors who can develop strategic growth plans for your business. With over 125 years' experience, William Buck has expertise in navigating through challenging times and has been working closely with the VAFA community, creating positive change for individuals, businesses and community organisations. William Buck's team of specialist advisors work collaboratively, providing you with 360 support. Schedule a complimentary consultation today by visiting williambuck.com.
Hey guys, at GYG we never compromise on the quality of our food. That's why we only serve 100% free-range chicken. We're on a mission to reinvent fast food, because who said fast food had to be bad food? Love ya.
The VAFA Rising Star Award recognises the competition's most talented young players. Each week, the VAFA Rising Star Committee receives nominations for one male and one female player, aged 20 years or under, who played no more than 7 senior games before this season. So, if your club has a young gun making their mark, nominate them now at media@vafa.com.au.
Stay up to date with all the latest from the Victorian Amateur Football Association with the brand new VAFA app. Stay connected with live scores, fixtures, stats and news from across the Victorian Amateur Football Association right at your fingertips. Download the VAFA app today from the App Store or Google Play and never miss a moment.
Listen in to the award-winning VAFA William Buck Premier Men's SEN Match of the Day this Saturday afternoon on SEN's new no-delay streaming product, SEN Stadium. That's VAFA Footy, live with no delay, Saturday from 1:45 p.m. Listen via the app.
Welcome back to TH King Oval for round 1 of the 2026 VAFA season. It is quarter time. St Kevin's and Old Xaverians doing battle at the moment. The Zavs have a 2-point advantage, 3-5-21 to 3-5-23 rather to 3-5-3-3-21. Matty Donald is my name. I've got Simon Petch and Hugo Higginbotham with me in the commentary box. Down at ground level, we've got Harrison McIlwaine, who is going to give us a bit of an insight into the Old Xaverians huddle with their senior coach, Dan Donati.
Corridor a little bit. Start to move the ball from coast to coast a little bit too easy. So just make sure we're more accountable. Dunks, great quarter through there. All right, big quarter. Big quarter. Hey, the game started. Westy, the first 3 tackles of the game, and then actually had a shot at goal. Dunny, massive tackle over here, was fantastic. Pig went through the contest, great. Macca got match up down there. All right, there's one out. Get the ball, give him some advantage. He's going to kick some goals for us. All right.
Apologies, couldn't really pick up most of that conversation that Dan Donati was having with his charges. Before we go have a proper chat with him and Harrison, we'll go around the grounds for Marshall White, selling Prestige homes for more than 50 years. Hugo, what have you got for us thus far?
Just so far today, we have Old Brighton 5-1, 31 leading the Snow Dogs 3 behinds. Uni Blues, Petch, this will get your interest. 6 goals straight, 36. Old Trinity coming up to top flight 3 behinds. Uni Blacks, your favourite team, Petchy, they're 3-2-20 leading Old Haileybury. 1 goal, 1 behind, 7, and we know the score here. And nothing from Old Scotch and Caulfield because they're a 2:30 start today.
Rightio.
So that's should have started about 9 minutes ago, but we'll get scores with that one as they come to hand. Well, personally, James, my tips are looking pretty good. Apart from this one, where St Kevin's trailing, but I'm looking all right so far.
So that's one thing we don't do on this broadcast. We do not pat each other on the back here.
We don't pat each other anywhere.
We are very unbiased on what we say, what we do, and what we feel and what we think.
And we hold each other very accountable.
And someone's changed the list here. The Glen Ferry Hotel. I've just got comments on here. I don't know where the special's gone from it, but
it's disappeared. Well, while we try and find it, let's head back down to the ground level.
That's my joke. Get your own.
Harrison McIlwaine as Dan Donati, the coach of Old Zabs.
No, it sort of felt like that first quarter was a tale of 2 halves, really on top in the beginning there, but Skev sort of wrestled back some momentum. What changed in your eye?
Yeah, no, spot on. I thought our pressure was great early. Just the corridor opened up a little bit. They got it forward and they got it deep early, put our backs under pressure. We gave a couple of free kicks away. That hurts you at this level.
Lots of pressure on their defensive entries. Is that a focus coming in?
Yeah, it definitely was. We want to try to lock the ball in our half like everyone does. It's never easy. We did it really well for about 20 minutes, then it dropped off.
Thanks, mate. Good luck.
Thank you for that, Harrison, and for Dan Donati as well for giving us his time and insight in the quarter-time huddle. It's Old Zabs with a 2-point advantage. The second quarter, which is not too far away, will be brought to you by the Salter Brothers, one of Australia's leading alternative investment managers with a focus on specialist property, equities and credit.
And I bet they get the Sattler Brothers too. Hey?
Sattler?
The Sattler Brothers?
Yeah. Sattler, Salter. I thought it was Sattler and I...
Well, you know who the Sattler Brothers are, don't you?
No, you'll have to enlighten me.
Oh, seriously. The ringmaster is unaware who the Sattler Brothers... They're very good singers.
Yes.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. The Salter Brothers are bringing us quarter number 2. And I tell you what, the syrup's working behind us too because they're out on the terraces, the St Kevin's supporters, and it's great atmosphere down here at the TH King today in brilliant sunshine. Second term for the Salter Brothers is underway down here. And Hansen gets the first handball for Zabs. They try to go forward. Westcott dives in over the top with Hodges again. They're in there, as was in the first quarter, and a free kick has been awarded, and Hodges will take it. So Westcott got over his shoulder, obviously. Handball to Walsh. St Kevin's go forward to the southern end of TH King. Fished away there by Leno. We marked it. Great mark there.
That's got to be a contender for mark of the day.
Over Delamitru and for the Gorman Hotel. Mark of the day contender for Campbell Lane and not. Third man, the Harry Lime in line, takes the mark here on centre wing. Zabs go forward, kick towards half forward, fished away by Jones on McIsaac. Fell to Phipps Parsons, torpedo into goal. It bounces all of the way and goes through for a minor score. First minute of the second term for the Salter Brothers, and a minor score there to Zabs, taking them on to 3-6-24, leading St Kevin's 3-3-21.
Jones has done a great job on McIsaac for Zabs in the second half of that first quarter, and that contest there is really locking down. He has really done a good job. He needs to continue that because it's very dangerous.
Now what's going on here? The umpire wasn't happy for the kicking to be taken. Walsh had it in the back pocket. It's been called back to the defensive goal square for St Kevin's now, and instead Andrew Matheson will go the other way. Driving kick out towards the back flank, ball in front. He's been paid the mark as well. Held it for long enough according to the umpire and wastes no time. Ball. Isn't quite sure what he wants to do with it at the end, so does just go with a long kick down the line. Kaczynski beat 3 in the air, then trying to crash all the way through there, was dispossessed with Zane Graham, and he's gone holding the ball. Free kick to the Zabs on the half-back flank. Tried to do a bit too much there, did Greenham. And Goss receives a handball, goes with a short kick up the line. 3-point lead to Xaverians. St Kevin's, and that's a wide kick, and that's gone out of the full. That's gone off the boot of Kai Walford, so the Scoppers will get it back here on the far side of the ground, centre wing. Look to launch assaults inside the attacking 50. And they might just do it here. Kick quick inside 50. Good tackle by Marnie. Dispossessed his man. And then another one takes things over the boundary line free. Throw it inside 50 here for St Kevin's. And I've just checked, Simon Petch, it's definitely the Salter brothers. I had to confirm on the Ariel size 4 that I've got here on the rundown.
Now, we don't want to confuse you, that's for sure, but I'm sure they get the Sattler brothers. Thrown back in, up they go. Duncan palmed it down. Brian a handball. Walsh in trouble. Handball out. St Kevin's go forward, a full forward with a kick, but fisted through. That coming off the boot there of Duke, and we'll have the ball kicked back in. So minor score there to St Kevin's, down to the southern end of TH King. Goss kicks the ball back in, straight up the middle of the ground to Hart. He takes the mark for Zavs. Heard the call from Davey, gave the handball. He goes into the middle of the ground, and Delaney takes the mark. Plays on straight away, got around Jack Marnie, delivers the ball to full forward over everybody's head. It came out the back. Jones will get there first.
Great tackle
by Phipps Parsons, boarding the ground, and the umpires paid it. Wow, like a seagull to a bucket of chips there. Sterling Phipps Parsons on to Jones. He thought he had a bit more time than what he did, but he didn't. And Sterling to have a shot at goal at the northern end of TH King.
On that entry there, with the fast break there, it was Sterling Phipps Parsons and about 4 Skog players. The ball hit the ground, and then he recovered and got that tackle. This is an excellent effort.
Here he is looking at their 4th of the afternoon. They've got it. So Sterling Phipps Parsons kicks Zav's 4th. They go on to 4-6-30. St Kevin's on 3-4-22. That goal coming up at the 4-minute mark of the second term for the Salter brothers.
Yeah, as I said before, just that excellent second effort, considering he was outnumbered, waiting for the troops to get there, and then a fantastic tackle.
Yeah,
just wrapped him up, had no chance of getting rid of that whatsoever, and the umpire thought he had a prior, which was good, and an excellent execution on goal, so a well-needed one.
And for the first time today, comments there by Hugo Higginbotham from the Glen Ferry Hotel.
Absolutely.
I'm missing another word.
You can't see it, yeah. It's your glaucoma.
Tossed up once again, both rucks getting a tap to it. Hodges runs into trouble and tries to take the ball on. He's gone. Point of the ball.
He's taken everything on here today, Cam, so far. He just can't get away.
It's a hot whistle today too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Free kick. Sam Hansen in the centre of TH King Oval. And he's just going to drive this one right up the line towards full forward. There's a whistle here. No, there's not. That must have been in the crowd, or I'm hearing things. Tackle applied. Come loose here. Duncan was over the football, and then not applying a strong tackle on Marnie, and we'll get a stoppage.
You're right, there was a whistle, but I think it was a bike rider.
Helpful. Telling the people to get out of his way. You've got to get out of those cyclists' way.
Marnie spins out of trouble and spirals a kick up towards the wing. Bit of holding there. Umpire Wade play on. It's trickled towards the boundary line. Ralph tried to keep it in play. He's taken a tumble into the crowd. Casualties everywhere here.
This is the beauty of no fencing around this ground, is that spectators are right on the boundary line, just like that, really.
Yeah.
And it's just asking for danger.
State government better not get wind of this. They'll shut it down. The health and safety issue.
Watch the footy at your own risk. The Zavs win the clearance up towards half forward. They've got numbers here. Couldn't gather the hand pass cleanly. He's pushed over the boundary line. No spectators cleaned up that time. No. And it's going to be a boundary throw in at right half forward for the Zavs.
Yeah, he slipped over there, not?
Yeah, he's all tied up, wasn't he?
Yes. We got them both in there for the one time.
6 minutes 20 into the second quarter. We got the first goal reference.
Took a while.
No, it was building.
Thrown back in, 45 out from Zav's goal. Hansen straight into ball. And
played high there.
He's in trouble here, ball.
He looks like ball he's going to get up, and Hansen straight to him. He had the arms out like being crucified on the cross.
Yes.
Unsure of what was going on, but ball's got it. Now for St Kevin's outside defensive 45. Out of sight of the ground they go. The ball will drop. No one wanted to mark that one. Jack Marnie went towards the boundary line. It didn't work. Connor Dunn brings it back for Zavs to Westcott. Had it fisted away by Andriski, and it goes over the boundary line for a ball in.
Just noticing two different styles here, where St Kevin's looking for that long high kick down the line, whereas Zavs are trying to maintain possession, and then it's turning over. It's a really good game. It's going end to end. It's good to watch. It's high pressure.
at half forward here for the Zavs. Or Duncan going at it once more. And another stoppage.
7 goals for the game so far. We're 7.5 into this second term.
Only one kicked in this quarter off the boot of Sterling Phipps-Parsons for the Zavs. That's why they lead by 8 points. They're leading by 2 at quarter time. Another stoppage here.
That's a free kick. He's got his arm there. I don't know.
Gee, he's done the hard yards here. Westcott all day. He's plied tackle after tackle.
Duncan looked to tap it down to Hanson. Westcott in there once more. Caught in a scrub sandwich.
On one centres here. Here you go.
What we're seeing is both sides just trying to go exit out the front of the stoppage. We need some lateral movement to get away from this congestion.
Hit out one by the head of Jack Ball there. It's a Falcon. Kick up towards the wing, bouncing ball towards the boundary line. It'll be a lasso free kick ultimately for the Zavs. Tom Dunn to take it.
You think the umpires enjoy the new lasso free kick?
Oh, I'm enjoying it.
It's good.
It's like a Dairy Queen signal, isn't it?
It is,
really.
Yeah, it's good technique.
So Dunn up towards half forward, but Delamitru takes the mark here for St Kevin. So they're repelling the attack. Down in defence here, the Scobbers. He goes into the middle, but Goss takes the mark here for Zavs. So kick to kick at the moment. Goss kicks it back, goes towards centre half forward. And Jock takes the mark here for St Kevin's. Got the handball off. They bring it out here to Brian. He marks at half back commentary side here. For St Kevin's just inside. Defensive 45. He's not sure where to go. He goes up the line, up towards the commentary side, up towards centre wing, fist away to Regard. Fell into McKenna, tried to break a tackle, couldn't do so. Ball in play still. Hanson got away. Goss a high up and under kick underneath the Delamitru. And he takes the mark. Plays on into the middle of the ground. Jock there, dropped the mark, had support though. They came through. St Kevin's go forward again. Kick towards centre half forward. Stayed up in the air a long time. And Tom Dunn took a good mark for Zavs.
Oh, and it didn't kick it so well either. It's a shocking scrubber. It's been turned over here for the Scobbers. They can get an opportunity to go inside 50, although the hand passes going forward were a bit untidy. And Xavier Duke slipped over, which just caused even more pressure for his teammate. And it's been locked up. There'll be a stoppage here between wing and half forward for St Kevin's. Duncan and Ball both got hands to it. Might have been holding there. Umpire Wade play on. Trying to wrestle away out of it. Doing well there was Edwards. And then Marnie with a kick off a step inside 50. No whistle. Might have been holding there as well. Jock taken in a tackle. A couple of Zavs roll over the top of him, including Connor Dunn, and it'll be locked up. There'll be a stoppage inside 50 here for St Kevin's, who still trail by 8 points. So we took over 10 minutes in this second term, thanks to the Salter brothers.
So Phipps-Parsons, the only goal kicker for the quarter so far for Zavs. That was 6 minutes ago. Here's Phipps-Parsons again, got a kick along the ground towards centre wing for Zavs. They came out to meet it. Now they go forward through Walford, through the middle with a handball. They go forward again here, Zavs. Vacant 45, going back to Laney. Bend down, pick it up. He travelled it in front of him, and he couldn't pick it up. And a rush through for a minor score. The big man just could not control it. It was getting away from him.
Yeah, Hart
and only a minor score.
Hart did really well to keep that pressure up, Rich.
Absolutely. He knew he was right onto him. Here's McKenna from the kick in from Matheson. For St Kevin's goes in shorter here. And the mark taken by Pfeiffer. Gets around Lane. Handball under pressure. Matheson trying to get it back to Pfeiffer. Now a tackle late on Lane by Pfeiffer. And he said he drilled him into the deck. And he takes the free kick here, Campbell. He's had a fair say in this game so far. Centre wing commentary side. Goes long with the kick. Northern end of CH King. Jones goes up. Walsh at the back. Here for St Kevin's, sees it over. Players holding their arms up like they are nailed to that cross. But nothing coming from the umpire. Now we'll have the ball thrown back in. Deep in the left forward pocket here for Zavs.
9-point lead for the Zavs now. It's brought back in. Coates front spot. Got the hand pass away. St Kevin's will look to walk it out of defence here. Pfeiffer swivels on the right boot and kicks it high up towards the wing. Tucker flies from too deep and takes a good mark over the top. It doesn't look to waste any time either. Tucker, he goes up towards half forward. Kaczynski looked to nudge his opponent under the ball. He did well there in the end, did Trigger. Although it's come through here. Edwards throws it on the boot. Lane running back towards goal. He takes the mark. It was the last line of defence there, Campbell Lane. Picking up right where he left off from last season. Goes across the field of play now to Kai Walford, who's got it in the left back pocket. Sends a kick up towards Kennedy here on the wing. Oh, big fly from Charlie Knott. Couldn't bring it down. Kennedy now picks it up well. Looks the hand pass over the top. And they'll look to go forward again here, the Zabs. Ones on ones inside attacking 50. Knocked away there from McIsaac. There's a whistle, a free kick. It's going the way of Charlie. Will take the kick. Will be right behind Diggs. In fact, no, it's... Yeah.
There's a bit of confusion.
We're not sure whose free kick it is.
They were both holding.
Charlie Knott thought it was his. Yeah, McIsaac's going to take it. He'll be kicking from 50 metres out here if he decides to let fly.
So, well, Knott was saying there that he marked it, which he did. McIsaac was interfered with. He wouldn't have seen that behind him.
I was watching McIsaac and Jones there. They're both holding each other.
Yeah, so, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
2-2 for Charlie McIsaac to this point, and you can add an out on the full of that as well. So he's got about the full bag, and it's only halfway during the second quarter. That is not a very good kick. St Kevin's will get it back in the back pocket.
Must have stubbed his boot.
He didn't watch it onto his boot.
Not like Charlie to do that, or dangerous kick into the middle, but Brian was strong enough for the Scobbers to take the mark. He goes out wider here. Race on lane, another possession. Handball over the top, Phipps passes. Got it back to Goss, who goes out wider here. Tom Dunn, the ball bounced away from him. Will Goss goes in after it again. He's brought to ground in a tackle and will have a ball up.
Today's a day when if that's not clear possession, you have no time around the ball. So you just got to brace for contact.
Thrown in the air again. Delaney late getting there. Fell here to Hanson, who got it back to Goss. Wobbly kick off the boot, and Kennedy has taken the mark. 50 out from Zav's goal. Goes in towards the pocket. Coming out, takes a strong mark. Obviously, McIsaac just didn't see him there.
No, I think he did.
And Walsh then kicks it out of bounds on the full. Comedy of errors here. We've gone 14 minutes in this second term. 31 playing 22. Zabs have the lead. It's down in their forward area. They go in short again. And the mark has been taken here by Austin. He powered to that mark.
Yeah, he did. That was Campbell Lane kicking that ball again too. So,
so he just keeps racking them up, Lane.
Yeah.
And here's Austin. Inside 45. Loads up into goal. That's not bad, but he's missed to the right or the left.
And Billy Coates is just down Charlie McIsaac off the ball too. There's a bit going on out there.
Saw that. The umpire missed it. And in the end, there'll be another opportunity here for the Zabs. A turnover from the kick in. The mark taken by Sam Ralph.
This is the fourth turnover kick today for St Kevin's. That's starting to be concerning there.
Yes.
Zabs have that really good press. St Kevin's are trying to pick it apart, but the foot skills just aren't working for them at the moment.
So Sam Ralph, with an opportunity, to push the margin out to 16 points here. If he can convert, not much of an angle to speak of. Kicking from about 30 metres out. Looks good off the boot. He's got it. No problems there for Sam Ralph. And Old Zabs make the Scobbers pay with a turnover from the kick in. Ralph gets his first and pushes the margin back out to that 16-point buffer. 5-8-38 Old Zabs. St Kevin's 3-4-22. That's on the second quarter scoreboard thanks to the Salter brothers and special comments provided by Hugo Higginbotham. In fact, we'll go with it around the grounds instead for Marshall White, selling Prestige homes for more than 50 years. Hugo, what have you got? So,
Old Brighton 7-5-47 leading St Bernard's 1-5-11. Uni Blues 6 straight leading Old Trinity 1-4-10. We've got Haileybury coming back to within 8 points of the Blacks, and we know the score here, and Guildford Grammar up by 7 over Scotch.
So 2 goals to Zabs in this second term. Gee, what a gang tackle that was. And Andriski felt every bit of it and gets a free kick. So Jack plays on. Handball to Duke and away goes St Kevin's. Kick towards centre half forward, no one at home. Came over the back, Tregar got a handball to Lane. On his own again, got it back here towards Tregar, who got it back to Campbell Dunn, who got it off to Lane, who goes short with a kick. Goss falling over, out of bounds on the full. and Pfeiffer. A handball to McKenna. Got around lane with the kick. Up towards the forward pocket area. No mark taken. Plenty of players around the footy here. And we'll have a ball up inside 45 here for St Kevin's. So 2 goals to Zavs in this second term. St Kevin's yet to trouble the scorers as far as goals are concerned. High up and under kick. Hodges goes long with the kick. Down towards Ralph. He couldn't hold on to the mark, but Whitehead bangs it out of defence. Back into the middle of the ground. Over Andrisky's head. He can go in after it again if he wants. McIsaac fell over. Davey applied a high tackle. Umpire comes in and he'll ball it up. Gee, Andrisky was taken high. Davey didn't miss him.
Yeah, don't worry about Jones down McIsaac before that again. There's a bit of feeling out there.
Absolutely. Thrown in the air. No ruck. Got a hand onto that one. Hodges. Volleyball stuff. Now they get it away here. Zaps. Kick towards half forward. But Hart comes out and takes the mark here for St Kevin's.
Still looking for their first goal of this second term. Zabs have kicked the only 2 goals of the quarter so far. Driving kick up towards half forwards, come off hands. Phipps Parsons was in there, he was worried out of it. Edwards now pushed over by Goss. Hodges, who was prominent early, he's tackled over the boundary line. Will be throwing it right half forward for St Kevin's. 5-8-38 old Zabs, St Kevin's 3-4-22. We're approaching 19 minutes gone here in the second quarter at TH King Oval. The VAFA William Buck match of the day here on Community TV and on the SEN app. It's good to be back. Kaczynski taking a turn to the ruck. Shark by Phipps Parsons. Kick was smothered. Hand pass comes out straight to Brosnahan though, who wanted to come back in ball, but instead goes down the line to McIsaac, who slides in and takes a good mark. Let's see if this kick is any better than his last.
Oh, he's got nothing forward at the moment.
No one. Yep.
He just plays it safe and goes short to Brosnahan, who marks right in front of us here in the interchange gates. It's opposite number 26 on the mark. Callum Jones. Brosnahan goes with a hand pass instead. Kick up towards half forward. Oh, through the hands of Walsh. Rode by Guiney. One way then the other. Kicks towards full forward. Bouncing ball. Westcott wanted to charge through. Comes out to Davey. Takes on one. Gets the hand pass away. Good tackle applied there by Duke. And locks things up. That was a big opportunity for the Zabs, but a good tackle denies them, and they'll get a ball up. 30 minutes out from goal. Umpire wasting no time. Kaczynski, oh, it's forward straight to McRae. How easy was that? And Tommy McRae makes no mistake, walks it in for an easy goal. And the Zabs extend their lead further. 6-8-44. St Kevin's 3-4-22. Bang on, 20 minutes gone here in this second term. Special comments, Hugo Higginbotham, thanks to the Glenferrie Hotel.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Just leaving the attacking side of the stoppage clear St Kevin's there. They had no one defending that. And just be able to walk through. So that's a lack of communication down there, or it's just not enough work rate to get down there. You've got to have someone on that. You can't let them exit out the front of the stoppage like that. And I think Harrow's got something for us.
As we know, coming into this game, Charlie McIsaac was under a little bit of a cloud. Obviously, he didn't see the effects of that in the first term, kicking those couple of goals, but he looks to be a little bit proppy with that calf now. He was getting a little bit of treatment in the quarter-time huddle as well, so just to watch. He is still out there, but doesn't look to be moving as freely as he once did.
So 3 unanswered goals to Zabs in this second term. A 22-point margin in favour of the away team. Back in the middle, Jack Marnie tries to win it away from Hansen. Do up, but he's going nowhere. Remember that one?
I do. You like those guys.
Played it the other day.
Did you really?
Thrown in the air. Duncan palms it down. Duncan again off the ground. He got it inside 45 here for Zabs. Heads over the footy. Brosnahan. Open goal square for him, but it will bounce and hit the behind post. And we'll have a ball in deep in the right forward pocket here for Zabs. 22 points the margin. Zabs have the lead. 21 and a half gone in this second term. All single goal kickers so far in this quarter for Zabs. Thrown back in, roving at McIsaac, handball over the top to Kennedy into goal, and he kicks it. Well, so Kennedy kicks his first. That coming up at the 21.5 minute mark of this second term. 4 unanswered goals here to St Kevin's. Something going on here, Harold?
Yes, there is. I think there's been a little bit of push and shove in the middle of the ground, and I think it will be a St Kevin's free kick.
Okay, so we've gone just on 21 minutes in this, 22 are now in this second term, and St Kevin's to have a free kick inside the centre square. Mazzio to take it here, Matt.
This might be the circuit breaker that they need, St Kevin's. It's a couple of disappointing goals to concede. Mazzio just goes straight up the guts, in towards full forward. Ball hits the deck. Scrappy bit of play following, and then snap towards goal, offline. I think that might have been Greenham who kicked it across the face. It's gone out of play for a boundary throw-in. Here in the right forward pocket, we'll head back down boundary side. Harrison McIlwaine's got an update on Charlie McIsaac.
Yeah, almost on cue there, Jeff. Charlie has come to the bench, lifting a little bit, and looks to be getting some treatment, so keep an eye on those.
Thank you for that there. Harrison down on the boundary line doing an awesome job today. Charlie McIsaac receiving treatment on the calf is the latest. Ball tossed in. Jock was there. Hand pass comes out. Here's Greenham. Snaps it across the face of goal. Mazzio going to try and lead the race back to the ball, and it was tackled over the boundary line there by the much bigger Tom Hart. It's taken out of play for a boundary throw.
Just noticed Jones for St Kevin's has come to the boundary too. He's taking his job seriously. Hope he went to the right bench.
23 gone in this second term. It's all been Old Zavs. They lead by 28 points, 50 playing 22. And it's down in the St Kevin's forward area, down at the southern end of TH King. In front of the scoreboard, we'll have the ball thrown in the air. Up it goes, fist away there by Kuzitsky. Lane, a high up and under kick. Goes towards the boundary line. Trigar fisted it, didn't make the boundary. Jack Barney burst through. Good tackle laid on him. Now a loose footy. Goes to centre half forward. Phipps Parsons brings it back to Duncan. And he takes the mark inside. Defensive 45 out of sight of the ground here for Zavs.
He's been good today, Duncan, the big fella.
7-8-50, playing St Kevin's 3-4-22. 28 points the margin. Ball at centre wing, umpire call play on. Delamitru for St Kevin's, a handball. Found Jack Barney, who gave it to Jock. Jock was about to go.
Out of bounds.
And a throw or out of play? Out of play in front of the scoreboard. We'll have the ball thrown back in. 24 and a half gone in this second term.
And that scoreboard reads Old Zavs by 28 points as we approach time on. Duncan tucked it down once again. Delamitru scrubbers a kick inside, attacking 50. Greenham was beaten to it there by Dunn, who gets a kick away, but good pressure from Greenham.
And a good mark too by the patron on the outer side of the ground. He chest marked that as if he'd been doing it all his life.
Hope he didn't drop his beard.
Well, that's the real skill. Delamitru sets it up towards full forward, lets the Flyers fly. It's come off hands, snap towards goals across the face. Couldn't pick up who that was. It's gone wide anyhow. Behind for St Kevin's, 3-5-23. Old Zavs 7-8-50, 25 minutes gone in the second term, thanks to the Salter brothers.
Well, I've never seen so many people around the perimeter of the ground here ever. This is a really big, strong crowd down here for round one today at the TH King, and they're seeing a cracking game of footy. They'd like to see the home team a bit closer. Here's Goss with the kick, goes out wide. Coach takes the mark. It'll come straight back, or he'll look someone to handball. He does. He gave it off. They go forward again here, and mark taken. And Greenham, is it, has taken the mark at centre half forward here for St Kevin's. So Greenham's got it. The handball from Coach to Matheson, the kick from Matheson to Greenham, and he marks at centre half forward. An important kick.
That was the advantage of being front and centre, because that was a chaos kick coming in from Matheson then. A kick to the right spot, and Greenham just a nice easy chest mark directly in front. So.
Only two behinds kick for the quarter so far by St Kevin's. Looking at their first goal. Greenham looking at his first goal of the afternoon. No. Hung it out to the left and only a minor score. 3 points in this second term here for St Kevin's.
Scoreboard pressure building now.
4 goals, 3. 3 behinds to 4-3, and Zavs have the lead, and they have possession.
Lane to trigger. Back pocket. So just clip it up the line. Good mark coming in from the side from Matheson. Just too far out to score even by his kicking standards. Called to go now by the umpire. He's going to go because, there was a triangulation forming around him. He gets the hand pass away. Kick up towards full forward. It's come off hands. 3 Zaps flew in the air for it. And then Ball applying the tackle. And it'll be a stoppage. Oh, he's lucky man, Matheson, because the doors were closing very quickly there.
And then just that entry kick there for St Kevin's. That was to 4 Zabs players. They had no one there. No one at home, St Kevin's.
Ball grabs it out of the ruck and then loses it. Goes to look and apply the smother. Scrambling kick out towards Charlie Nott, who gets a hand pass away. Well, that kick slews off the side of the boot, almost missed his foot in the end. Pfeiffer with a hand pass back. Good tackle there by Nott. Somehow the kick is managed to scrub forward by Hodges. Pfeiffer once more, tucked up against the boundary line. Screws it back towards the teeth of goal, but a good mark's been taken right on the top of the goal square for the Zavs. And the danger is past.
So Connor Dunn takes the mark and he comes commentary side. Or straight up the middle, just about. Tucker eyes only for the footy. Couldn't hold on to the mark, but the umpire's blown the whistle. And he's got a free kick.
Oh, now that could be 50.
Must have been edged out of the contest. So Tucker to take it back inside 45 here for St Kevin's. They trail by 26 points. They've gone 28 minutes in this second term. High up kick and a Whitehead. He couldn't hold on to it. Got it back here. 5 for a kick up towards half back. McIsaac over his head. Now it came back into Pfeiffer. Thrown into the deck like a rag doll. And the umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it in. So the tactic's ferocious.
Yeah, there's just no time and space out there.
No,
It has to be
no
clear
one's
possession.
had any room at all so far today.
No, neither have we with all these patrons on the super
This is fantastic. Thrown back in. Brilliant sunshine down here at the TH King. Fist away there by Tucker. Now Hanson. Handball, not a real good one. It didn't help out his teammate in McRae.
Zab seemed just happy to run the run the clock down a little bit here. What are we? Nearly 29 minutes gone.
Yes.
Trying to stem the flow of this forward
first term in 31.
Tossed in at half forward. Jock was in there. Gainey once more gets the hand pass away to Dunn. Now McRae straightens on the right boot. High up towards the one-on-one here. McIsaac's back on the ground. There's a whistle and a free. It's going to go against Charlie. Matheson takes the advantage. Goes to Jock, who has a bit of rare space. Looks to sidestep a man. Does so. Now this is the kick. Sets it in towards the forward pocket. It's come off hands. Who can rover there for St Kevin's? It's come out now. Tackle applied there by Whitehead. And time on Duke. It's been locked up in a stoppage once more. A couple of St Kevin's big men who they'd love to get out there, and a very little man as well. Mazzio that, and Kaczynski and Coates keen to get back on the ground. They're all on the bench now for St Kevin's. Ralph among those on the pine for the Zabs right now. Duncan was there. Trying to crash away through his Greenham. Comes out now to Goss, throws it on the boot. Off hands, McIsaac. He's going to try and lip after it. Bad bounce though, loaded Walsh. He's got to go back in once more. And eventually does trickle over the boundary line. In fact, it's a Latsu free kick here, I think.
I think he came off the shin.
It's what the boundary umpire is signalling. So we're going to have a conference here. Now we've got no art.
He signalled this.
Yeah.
The Dairy Queen.
He's convinced, the boundary umpire, that it's been a last disposal, but the field umpire is going to overrule him and say, no, we'll just throw it in if we're not sure.
As he should have too. That was under pressure. There was no clear possession there. So sense prevailed, Matty.
And it's amazing. The bouncing ball that eluded Walsh there. He just could not get his hand onto it to take possession. Thrown back in. They charged out of the footy. Wolf and a left foot kick. Goes towards half forward. McIsaac charging at him, Delaney. He knew he was there. He spoiled. He got back to McRae. His kick was smothered. Back into the middle of the ground. Pfeiffer. Underground handball came out to Walsh. It eluded him again. He got in Tucker's way. And the umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it up centre wing. Comedy of errors. Delaney and McIsaac. Really?
They had that trouble in the finals last year.
Gee whiz. They both wanted it. Thrown back in the air. Duncan got it down. Umpires found a free kick going Zav's way. Phipps Parsons to take it from being held on to. So Zavs to go forward. No, they won't. 31 minutes that second term. And it was all old Xaverians. 7 goals, 8.50. They scored 4 goals, 3 in that second term to St Kevin's 3 behinds. And the 4 goal kickers were all singles there for Zavs in that second term. Phipps Parsons at the 4-minute mark. Ralph at the 16. A little bit of a how do you do. McRae at the 20-minute mark. and Kennedy at the 21.5. 7.850 here, Zavs. 3.624 St Kevin's.
And the goal scorers for St Kevin's to this point as well, all singles too. Marnie, Tucker and Elliot Marnie. This is the VAFA William Buck Premier Men's Round 1 footy here on the SEN. Before we head to the half-time break, Hugo Higginbotham, your brief thoughts.
Yeah, look, Zavs really took hold of that quarter then and flexed their muscle. St Kevin's had to defend pretty heavily for a long time, but the score got away from a little bit. What's happening now, Matty, scoreboard pressure is building too. I mean, Zavs did a fantastic job of defending that last 5 minutes when St Kevin's played a lot of front half footy, but they couldn't get it on the scoreboard. So a lot of St Kevin's entries have been high, and Zavs have been able to defend those pretty easily. Kaczynski has had a very quiet day so far. Would like to see him come into it in the second half, but it's going to be a ripping second half.
The VAFA William Buck Premier Men's footy here, round 1 action at half-time at TH King Oval. It is the Old Zavs with a 26-point advantage over St Kevin's, 7.850 to 3.624. We will take a quick break and we will bring you the second half right after this. Don't go anywhere.
VAFA action is back, and you can catch the award-winning VAFA William Buck Premier Men's SEN Match of the Day every Saturday afternoon. Listen to all the VAFA footy action live on the SEN website and SEN app today from 1:45 p.m.
Are you looking to grow your business? William Buck are more than just accountants and advisors who can develop strategic growth plans for your business. With over 125 years' experience, William Buck has expertise in navigating through challenging times and has been working closely with the VAFA community, creating positive change for individuals, businesses and community organisations. William Buck's team of specialist advisors work collaboratively, providing you with 360 support. Schedule a complimentary consultation today by visiting williambuck.com.
Hey guys, at GYG we never compromise on the quality of our food. That's why we only serve 100% free-range chicken. We're on a mission to reinvent fast food, because who said fast food had to be bad food? Love ya.
The VAFA Rising Star Award recognises the competition's most talented young players. Each week, the VAFA Rising Star Committee receives nominations for one male and one female player aged 20 years or under who played no more than 7 senior games before this season. So if your club has a young gun making their mark, nominate them now at media@vafa.com.au.
Stay up to date with all the latest from the Victorian Amateur Football Association with the brand new VAFA app. Stay connected with live scores, fixtures, stats and news from across the Victorian Amateur Football Association right at your fingertips. Download the VAFA app today from the App Store or Google Play and never miss a moment.
Listen in to the award-winning VAFA William Buck Premier Men's SEN Match of the Day this Saturday afternoon on SEN's new no-delay streaming product, SEN Stadium. That's VAFA footy live with no delay, Saturday from 1:45 p.m. Listen via the app.
2026 VAFA season, and it's the Old Zavs with a 26-point advantage over St Kevin's, 7.850 to 3.624. Matty Donald is my name. I've got Hugo Higginbotham with me at the moment. Simon Petch is, well, I don't know where Petch is gone. That's okay. Harrison McIlwaine is working overtime down on the boundary, getting us a whole bunch of updates with respect to what's taken place in that first half, because there's been a bit going on. Hugo, a couple of injuries, a couple of little how-do-you-dos as well that we saw as the teams made their way off at half-time. But all things told in that first half, Old Zavs just too good so far.
Yeah, they definitely have been. They've probably controlled 3/4 of both those quarters. When they maintain possession, they do it really well. They can work their way through the St Kevin's backline, and they've good spread of goal kickers, whereas St Kevin's have really struggled to get through Zavs. And it's been a bit of a long kicking game for St Kevin's, where they've been picked off a few times. So they really need to try and maintain possession in this second half and get a bit more scoreboard pressure back onto the Zavs. So I think we've got the presidents both coming in now. We've got Paddy Mount from Scob, and we've got James Wood, the incumbent president of Zavs. Michael Logan.
I think there's been a late change.
Late change.
Been
subbed out.
Gents, we'll start with you, Paddy. How are you excited to be back for another season?
Yes, a lot of prep work goes in the off-season. It almost feels like my year's the reverse of the players, but yeah, great to be here today. Sun shining, a huge crowd, absolutely packed at the lunch. I made a bit of a gag that I think we only sold about 15 tickets. We had about 140 there, but it was a really, really lovely afternoon, and it's been a good contest, but Zavs have been excellent in this first half, so we've got a bit of work to do after half-time.
So I'm always curious about what the summer looks like for a football club and people in your position. So you say there's a lot that sort of goes into getting to this point over the summer, that really your season is the summer month. Can you give us a bit more detail into what that actually consists of? What are some of the things you've got to do over the summer to get to this point?
Yeah, probably the big ones are obviously wrapping up your AGM and all the end-of-year financials and all that stuff, and then sponsors and things like that. And then, in a way, in terms of on-field, it's almost bottom-up, because we know we're going to have a senior men's team and a senior women's team and under-19 Premier and those sort of grades. It's more so working out the lower grades, which is tricky because they're not a bit more social and not as committed. Just making a call on, do we field the women's thirds? Do we have an under-19 threes? Do we have a men's fifths? All that sort of stuff. So, and Zavs, I'm sure, are very much in the same boat. So, yeah, a lot of work, but once the season starts, it's we're good to go.
And just further to that, obviously with the finish up of last season, did you have a sort of a debrief with Plugger in the football department and start planning pretty much straight away as soon as the finals campaign finished?
That all took place, and we were very disappointed how last year ended. But minor changes, but clearly we had a good year in terms of where we finished. We had a bad day down at Sandringham. That was pretty much it. So yeah.
And with St Kevin's, we know they're a very competitive team. We know that they set very high standards. 7 years in a row, the seniors team have made finals. We've got a pretty good idea on what the goal and the expectation is from an on-field sense. Yeah. What are your expectations and aims this year to achieve in an off-field sense for the club?
As I said before, just getting all the teams on the park, 11 sides, getting them strong, healthy, good numbers, competitive. And there's always a lot of work to do with financial stuff, but we're going well. It's not perfect. We could always do with more sponsors. We could always do with more members. The club's ticking on as well as could be hoped for, and sometimes you've got to smell the roses and it could be a lot worse. So, we're pretty happy with where things are at the moment.
Paddy, we'll let you go. Thank you for your time. Best of luck for the rest of the game and the year ahead. Looking forward to catching up with you during the year.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Paddy Mann of St Kevin's. Michael still stuck with us from Old Zavs. Michael, you must be pretty happy with how that first half has played out from an Old Zavs perspective.
Yeah, I think it's been hard to get a read on where we were at, given our pre-season was against Wang Rovers and OMs. Pretty good hit out against Old Caulfield last week. But until the real stuff starts, you never really know. So, pleased, long way to go, but so far so good.
What's been involved in the summer from your perspective in terms of getting to this point?
Oh, personally, I'm new in the gig, so it's been a pretty steep learning curve. 20 years since I was last involved on the inside of the footy club, so there's a lot of moving parts, 11 teams, all the things Paddy said. All those marginal teams, I suppose, making sure that came together. But we're really blessed to have a great committee in place. Cozzy left the structure, in good shape and great people. And on field, Nutsy and the crew were ready to go from day one. Stable sort of playing list. So it's from that perspective been good. But there's always things to work on. And
so with speaking of Cozzy moving on after 8 years in the role, he's done a fantastic job. How long ago did you guys find out that? Obviously, you mentioned that he was finishing up last year. How long did you know that you were going to be taking over the roles?
Oh, probably. I think it was first mentioned to me. I think at our game against Collegians last year, which was sort of kind of late. It was late in the season, yep. But so we know that wasn't a long planned succession plan or anything like that. It was it came out of nowhere, but so far so good.
And big shoes to fill because he does a lot on the field for this club and for the club and for the running of the place. But what he does is he's one of the best operators after a VAFA function. And now you're up to the challenge of holding that red wine glass up like he does consistently and consuming several carafes of whatever's on offer.
Well, as you know, Cozzy's a lot younger than me, so I'll do my best. But he's been a terrific contributor, and the great part is we haven't lost him to the club. Yeah. he's running a few strategic things for us, and obviously the IP built up in getting the new facility set up. He's staying highly involved in the Toorak Park sort of users group and a few other things like that. And he's been a great sounding board for me over the summer. Whenever I've had a question or whatever, he's always been there. So that's been good.
And apart from trying to match his celebratory standards, what are your expectations then for this season? I suppose from a personal point of view, and then from the club in an off-field sense, what are you trying to achieve this year?
Oh, look, I've said all along that the infrastructure of the club's in great shape, and I was really, when you look under all the rocks, you think you might find a couple of things, but no, it's been terrific financially. We're strong numbers-wise, are good, but I think probably just the amount of moving parts has been something to get our head around, but for me, I think. Yeah, getting a second women's side going this year, and then clearly, it's been a while since we've won a final, and even, and a flag. Our supporters expect to be competitive, at all levels, but particularly in the seniors. So, really massive focus on that this year.
Well, we've just seen the team walk back out onto the ground. They hold a 26-point lead at the main break. We'll let you go, Michael, but thank you for your time.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you to both Michael and Paddy for joining us in the half-time chat. This is the VAFA William Buck Premier Men's action to start 2026. Round 1 action here at TH King Oval, and at half-time, it is the Old Zav 7-8-50 over St Kevin's 3-6-24. Matty Donald, Simon Petch, Hugo Higginbotham and Harrison McIlwaine, your commentary quartet making proceedings up this afternoon. Well, not making up proceedings. We don't do that. Well, we form the proceedings, as it were.
Opinions.
Hugo, around the grounds for Marshall White, they sell prestige homes for more than 50 years. Marshall White's the place to go if you're looking for prestige homes. What have you got for us?
So down at Brighton Beach Oval, the fortress down there for Old Brighton, they're continuing on their way. 8-6-54 Old Brighton to 2-5-17 St Bernard's. At Melbourne Uni Main Oval, we've got the Uni Blues kicking away. 10 goals straight, Matthew. 10 goals straight.
Yes, that's what we want to see.
At that ground too, that's impossible. To 4-5-29 Old Trinity, getting a bit of a baptism back up in top flight. And over at Prince's Park in South Caulfield, we have a red-hot game there. Uni Blacks, 5-5-35. Leading Old Haileybury by the barest margin, 5-4-34. So red-hot game there. Obviously, we know the score here. And really surprising one here. Caulfield Grammar off to a flying start. 3-2-20, leading Old Scotch 1-2-8, bearing in mind that game is only at quarter time at the moment. That was a late starting game, Matty.
There you go. There's a bit of a...
They're running on South Australian time, still half an hour behind.
Yep. No, that's an interesting one very early on, the newly promoted Caulfield Grammarians. We were looking at this on the For the Love of the Game podcast.
That one too?
That too, one of them. What's the most amount of goals that have been kicked before a behind has been registered in a game? I was looking at that at times last year. I reckon 10 is a new clubhouse leader.
Well, there you go.
So far.
That's amazing kicking that.
10 straight to 4-5 Uni Blues against Old Trinity. Good kicking is good football. They have certainly been working on that over the summer. As we welcome Simon Petch back into the commentary studio. Petchy, what's the... Oh, no, you've not got the headset on yet. I thought you had. That's okay. I'm still in round 1 for me. I'm still working my way through.
He's in the midst of devouring a Mars bar that I saw him steal from the canteen as well.
Is that another clause in the contract that the headset is off for the entirety of the half-time?
He runs an IOU at every canteen.
Until they start the game, anyway.
Well, I might get your rating out of 10 for the canteen when you're done with the Mars bar.
Well, it is 10 because I don't pay.
Hugo, I'll get it back to you just in the meantime for St Kevin's to get back. While we're waiting on Petchy.
No, what we can say is the crowd down here is enormous today. This is one of the biggest round 1 crowds I've seen in quite a long time. A late start here for the Amos this season, halfway through April. A beautiful sunny day, top of 17, and it's really brought them out today.
No, it certainly has. It's great to see. It's a good day for football too. Not a breath of wind, which is unusual. And you want to be here at this time of year at TH King as well, because as soon as the rain drops, it tears up a little bit. So as St Kevin's come out onto the ground now. Now, Matty, I think you're asking me what St Kevin's need to do to get back into the game. what they need to do is stop kicking long, high down the line and try and get the ball laterally away from the congestion. As you notice, there's been a lot of congestion football out there, not a lot of lateral movement. And Zav's probably stifled that a little bit. They're very good at taking away the time and space. So St Kevin's really need to just try and find a way to move sideways away from congestion to what we call the strong side of the ground, where they've got better numbers and Zavs have the weaker side of the ground.
We saw, and particularly early in the game of the opening term, Zavs were dominant out of the centre clearances. And one bloke we haven't seen in the ruck for St Kevin's yet is Billy Coates. He spent more time down back. Is that a lever you'd consider pulling if you're Anthony Lynch?
Yeah, absolutely. You'd look at something like that. I think they're a little bit concerned, St Kevin's are a little bit concerned about the height of Zav's forward, Zavs are very tall forward. So I'm just looking now, you've got Delaney, Kennedy and McIsaac down there, and all very, very tall men. And so they're trying to handle that a little bit by putting a bit of size and presence down there. And one thing Billy Coates has certainly got is presence. He's a very big, strong man, and he's actually got quite hairy shoulders too. We might have to look into
Sorry?
that. I said he's got hairy shoulders.
Hairy shoulders. Let's
Yeah.
have a look at the Funkin' Wagnalls,
Yes.
and we'll look up the meaning of hairy shoulders. Here we go. We've got the Funkin' Wagnalls out here.
Well, while you do that, we
Why
might
would you bring that up?
What's that?
Hairy shoulders.
Because you just walked past me and I noticed it as well.
Wow. I'm glad I'm clothed. I'm
So
glad
am I.
I'm not
So
got
am
a
I.
jumper on or anything, because I'd hate you to see what I've got on my back.
I wouldn't want to know. Were you in the Navy at any stage?
No, I'm just looking up hairy here.
Oh, okay. It's under H.
I found it.
Oh, good. Very good.
Simon Petch and Hugo Higginbotham, some things never change. Good to know you two.
It's good to have the Funkin' Wagnalls.
Yeah,
back
no, it's great to be back on board.
It's like there was never a summer break. We'll head back down to the boundaries line now. We've got Harrison McIlwaine, who's been working overtime during the interval. Quickly, we'll get to him. Harrison, what have you got?
Yeah, Matt, just a little halftime report for you. I spoke to Dan Donardi. He wants to really focus on tidying up their discipline in this third quarter. Feels like he gave away a few too many free kicks, and they really want to defend corridor because he views the left end of screen as the scoring end. And just a quick word from Lynch there. He thinks they're losing contest. It seems to be breathing fire a little bit. He said their fundamentals need work. So look for those areas to be improved on in the third term.
And anything more on Charlie McIsaac?
He's going to battle on. And another one for you, Guiney's just having his right hip worked on as well. So keep an eye on him as well.
Nick Guiney in the Wolves, no surprise given how he approached that first half. Harrison, thank you for that. We'll continue to cross to you throughout the course of the second half. It's about to start, a 26-point lead to the Old Zavs. Here's Simon Petch.
Perdomo Insurance, third term underway down here, and Zavs go in with a 26-point lead, and they'll attack to the southern end, but Suns straight away. St Kevin's out of the middle. Gill ends up with it. Handball over the Tucker into goal.
No.
He overran it though. Zav's defence working overtime to try and hold it in. They can't rush through for a minor score, so a missed opportunity there for St Kevin's straight out of the middle.
Yeah, absolutely. Great clearance there, and the free kick directly in front. They should have gone back and settled on that one.
So Goss kicks the ball back in from defence, fisted away by Jock, and it goes over the boundary line, and we'll have a ball in. So brilliant sunshine, clouds have dissipated, a 26-point margin to Zavs. They've had 15 shots to 9, 7-8 to 3-6. And 4 unanswered goals in that second term, all singles to Zavs players, and only 3 behinds to St Kevin's. Here's McKenna, a handball to Coates, and he's held up. And once again, no, McKenna gets the free kick here for St Kevin's. So they've had most of the play in this early stage of this third term. It's only gone a minute and a half. Kick up towards 45, but the mark taken by Trigger, and away goes Zavs again from defence.
Over to Will Goss, who feigns the kick, and that's a short little dink. Going to be swooped on by Dimitri, tries to paddle it to his own advantage. Goss looking to make amends. Hodges now, Dimitri once more look to fire out a hand pass. Nobody there. Dunn, Goss, they're both in there. They fall on top of it. Hodges once more, and there is Davey too, who's playing in defence. Comes out now to Greenham, who goes with a flying shot at goal, and it's gone well wide across the face and out of bounds on the full. So St Kevin's, much like they did in the first half, peppering the goals when they do get it forward, but not making the most of their opportunities. 3-7, a couple of out the fulls as Lane brings it back into field of play here for the Zavs. It's thumped over the boundary line. Liam Edwards getting in behind it, knocks it out of play. Throw in it right half forward for St Kevin's.
Very good pressure by St Kevin's at the moment, so taking a little bit of time and space away from the Zabs and forcing that little errant kick before, but not making the most of their opportunities, as you mentioned, Matty.
Gee, plenty of dogs over that side of the ground too. Some of the eyes over there, but the hounds are out.
I hope they're picking up after that.
Need some of them for Thursday night.
Thrown back in. They wait an eternity for the ball to drop. Duncan palms it down. McKenna, a high tackle laid on him out of side of the ground by Goss, and the umpire says, give it to me, I'll throw it in the air. So around 60 out from St Kevin's goal. Attacking to the northern end in this third quarter. Zabs go forward. Fitz passes a torpedo down towards Delaney. Straight through him. Out the back is Coates. Handball. Then they fell over here, St Kevin's. Delaney tried to keep his feet. Handball came out over the top. The umpire said last touch, and Lane gets the free kick. He goes into trigger and he takes the mark here for Zabs. So centre half forward, handball back to Goss. He goes into goal. No mark taken by defence of St Kevin's. Went through the arms of Hart. Came out to McIsaac. Handball Kennedy. High up and under kick to the pocket. Fished away by Hart. Didn't work. Fell to ground and Edwards clears the ball again here for St Kevin's. Still inside forward 45 for Zabs. And Tucker brought to ground in a tackle that will have a ball up inside the 45-metre arc for Zabs.
25-point lead to the visitors. 7-8 plays 3-7, and they might get another opportunity here. Westcott with a sweeping hand pass forward. Delaney gathered it nicely, got the hand pass away. It's been turned over though, McKenna. Hands free, he was charged down, not, gathers it up, dribble towards, goal, it's through! Magnificent dribble from the boundary line. Great goal, goal of the day contender for 40 weeks. Is that the skipper Campbell Lane?
Absolutely it is.
That's a great goal. He's been delivering the ball so well across the half back line all day. And now he's putting it through on the scoreboard as well. Big goal for the Zabs to start this second half. And as we turn towards the scoreboard, the third quarter scoreboard for the Salter brothers. 3-7-25 St Kevin's. Old Zabs move out now to 8-8-56.
Concern for the goal umpire there.
Yeah, I'll say, couldn't get out of the way quick enough. Reminded me of a veteran goal umpire back in the day, Chili Segoda. You could feel the earth move when he moved from one side to the other back in the day. Reminded me of him, and if you're listening, Chili, hello to you. Ball inside centre half forward area here for the Scobbers. They try to ascertain the footy somehow. Mazzio goes over the top. Dispossessed, and a lot of fumbling going on inside the 45-metre arc, and will have a ball up. 5 unanswered goals here by Zabs, all single goal kickers there too for Zabs. 5 unanswered goals after a good start by St Kevin's halfway through that first term. Here's Coates. He takes the mark in front of Kennedy. Heard the call from Walsh and gave the handball. He goes the short kick to Hodges. He takes the mark before Phipps Parsons could get there. So in the centre of the ground, Cam is just saying, slow it down a stride. He goes with a kick out wider here, and Tom Dunn in front. He was met solidly by Kazitsky, and Tom Dunn gets the free kick.
I think Kazitsky's getting a little bit frustrated today. There's a lot of attention around him when the ball comes in.
So Tom Dunn with the football inside defensive 45. Kick up towards centre wing out of side of the ground. Matheson, he tried to claim the mark. The umpire said play on. He's still looking at the umpire saying that he had hands on it. The umpire having nothing to do with that. And he'll throw the ball in the air out of side of the ground. In brilliant sunshine down here at TH King today. Thrown in the air. McKenna, a handball. He got it off to Jack Marnie. High up and under kick towards Greenham, and Tom Dunn. It goes over the line out of play. On the full, resultant free kick to go to Tom Dunn here for Zabs. They lead 8-8-56 to St Kevin's. 3-7-25. 6.5 gone in this third quarter.
Just waiting for one of the spectators to bring the ball back into Dunn. Does so at last. Now called to go, and there's up the line. Not a very good kick, and it's been turned over Greenham. And now here's Jock running inside 50. His kick was smothered, and they survive. Ralph gets it from Trigger. The old Zabs sweeping kick out towards the wing. Here's Davey, who eludes shoots 2 of them, sweeps the hand pass. Running on now is Gainey, who's got space. 70 metres out from goal, looks to go into the pocket. Dumped as he's kicked it, he's gone well wide, out of bounds on the full. A bit of an anticlimactic finish there to the move for the Zabs. Well worked play up until that point. St Kevin's will get it in the back pocket once more.
He's probably a bit unlucky there, Gainey. He was probably downed after the play, but anyway.
Andruski goes long to Coates, was knocked away from him. Dimitru with a clever little tap. Here's Pfeiffer, got it away to Ball. Back to Dimitru, goes with the outside of the boot down the line. An ill-directed kick straight down the throat of Jack Whitehead, who marks between wing and half-back. The hand pass inboard to Walford, who goes high up the line. Ball's dropped the mark. St Kevin's had numbers at the ground level, but it's Brosnahan who swoops in. His hand pass is errant. Angus Hart, who's trying to brush the ball against the phone lines. He's kicked it that high up the ground. Knocked away there in the marking contest. But then Rogers, he's caught. One arm pin. It is a good tackle, Hugo. Umpire says, give it a me. He'll be balled up centre wing, the broadcast side.
How many times has Hodges been tackled today?
Puts his head down, doesn't he?
Does he? What? Thrown in the air, centre wing right in front of us here. Pack of players form. Duncan, volleyball spike over the top towards the boundary line, and Goss sees it over as Pfeiffer makes sure he does, and we'll have a ball in.
There's a stat we don't have, tackle targets.
Yeah, well, he's copped most of them today.
We don't have many stats, actually,
No, we don't.
So about to be thrown back in, commentary side. 56 playing 25. 8 gone in this third term. Zavs have the lead. Ball towards Hodges. Tackled again. Ball to ground. And the umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it up. He's just been in the thick of things, Cam, but he can't get away. I think a wry grin on his face there. I think that sums it up. He just cannot get away. Thrown in the air, Duncan out the back, Phipps Parsons there, roving at Ralph. High up and under kick, centre half forward the target. No one marks. Jones there, has support from Tucker, but McIsaac stole it out of him. He goes over towards Knott. Ball sits okay for him. He goes into goal and hit the post. So Knott hits the post. Minor score there to Zavs, taking them on to 8-9, 57. Leading St Kevin's 3-7-25. For Domo Brothers, we've gone 9.5 in this third quarter.
Matheson with a kick to Dimitru, weighted perfectly. Dimitru wastes no time. Kick up the line. Here's Greenham, hands it over the top to Gill, who wants to step inside. Oh, he was trying to give it back to Marnie, but he was behind the play, and he gives away the free kick to Marnie in the end. And another missed opportunity for St Kevin's. Ralph, meantime, receives the hand pass, steps inside, kicks up towards half forward, and the meat and the sandwich, Charlie Knott takes the mark, hands it over to Ralph, who kept going. This will be the goal of the day. Oh, and he's missed. Great running from Sam Ralph, but couldn't finish it off. Miners score 1-1 for him this afternoon. 8-9, 57 Zavs. St Kevin's 3-7-25, 8-10 rather. St Kevin's 3-7-25.
You're getting into dangerous territory there, Matty, going on the goal of the day stuff.
Yes,
that's Petchy owns that.
Yeah, No, you haven't read that part of it either.
Stay in your lane.
Yes, stay in your lane. Kick back in outside centre wing, and Trigger takes the mark. Handball here to Goss. He goes back to Trigger, and he's looking for a teammate. Handball's over here to Walford. Didn't help him out. Now they swoop. Kick by Marnie. Elliott goes in towards full forward. Kaczynski pushed out of the contest by Whitehead. It comes out here to half back, and Tom Dunn takes the mark in front of Gill. Another opportunity gone bigging there for St Kevin's. So Dunn to centre wing, ball from behind, palmed it down. Westcott handball, found his teammate, who's got a handball out to Ralph, who can go to goal. He goes across the face. Davey there marks on his chest, and he'll go back and have a shot. Hasn't troubled the scorers today.
Yeah, Ralph's having some influence in this quarter, isn't he?
Yeah, he's throwing touches.
A lot of run. A lot of run off half back there, and some very good entries there.
Very slick here today, the Zavs. They looked very slick and switched on. They've really began the way they finished last year. This is unfortunate. Last kick of the day last year got them. Here's Davey directly in front of the southern end of TH King. Sun shining, left or right foot goes out left, won't make the distance. And the mark taken by Hart and St Kevin's here. Matty can clear.
Walsh does so with a kick up the line looking for Duke. There was Davey again. Another kick from Lane into fifth. Parsons, who dropped the mark at the crucial moment. Coates sweeping over to Jock, who hands it towards the boundary line. Now appeals for insufficient intent. And Jock is just down here in the immediate aftermath. And players from both sides he's just getting towards him. He's on his haunches now. He's slowly getting up, but looking very ginger as he's got a long way to limp to the interchange bench. Does Tom Jock? He doesn't look quite right.
Well, he had a lot of trouble with his Achilles last year, so you just hope it's not a reoccurrence of something there. But he's definitely favouring his lower legs.
That's right. Throw it in, get on with it. Don't worry about it.
It looks like he's going to try and play it out.
As sympathetic as always, Petch.
Yeah.
It's tossed back in. Delaney shoves his man out and smothered by Jock. It was a Falcon on Jock, so he's not had a good minute. Comes over the top. Here's Westcott. He's caught a tackle. Jock going in once more. And it's going to be a free kick for holding the ball. It's going to be taken by Noah Walsh here at halfback, who looks to switch the play.
That's good.
Effectively enough. To Hart, who's now got it in the back flank. He goes with a kick up the line to Andruski, who was made to earn it, but marks safely enough.
Yeah, just with that lateral switch there, Matty, he had to move a bit quicker with that, but Andruski did really well. So when you're doing that lateral switch, you've got to go with pace and conviction to get it out. So that's why we're having trouble right now.
Commentary side, Hart goes with a kick centre wing ball in the meat of the sandwich, really couldn't take the mark. Ball fell to ground. Packer plays in underneath, trying to get it out. Walford applies a tackle with Connor Dunn on Pfeiffer. And he throws it back to the umpire. 58 playing 25. 14 minutes gone in this third term for Domo Insurance. As the whistle's gone, umpire call play on. Greenham goes long with a kick to full forward for St Kevin's. No mark taken, but Mazzio's given away a free kick on Tom Dunn. Pushed him in the back. And a free kick going Zav's way. So another letdown there for the Scobbers. They go out wider here, and Connor Dunn takes the mark just outside defensive 45. Handball back to Lane, who's had plenty. Goes over the top here to Davey, and he's on his way. Bounce and a kick. He goes towards half forward inside 45. McIsaac led Jones out, but then the boundary line loomed. And inside 45 here for Zavs will have the ball thrown back in.
Showing a bit of that ability there, Davey, isn't he? He's getting involved. He's got a good turn of speed and excellent skills. But Campbell Lane certainly having a day out there.
About to be thrown back in inside 45, out of sight of the ground, right in front of 4 chairs. One's been taken, the other 3 are vacant. Fell into Jack Marnie, who got a kick towards centre wing. Trigger chops it off, then he was wrapped off his football. It fell here to Jock, who comes into the middle of the ground. Hodges wasn't really ready for that. And Walford goes through. He's held up by Hodges. The umpire says free kick going Cam's way. He wasn't even ready there, Matty, but he got the free kick.
That's +1 in the tackle. Colton now for Hodges. He's working his way back to parity. Handball chain up towards the wing here for St Kevin's. It stayed in the field of play. Dillamitru looks to loop one over the top. Duke, he's tackled as he kicks it, and it's gone out of bounds on the full. Good pressure there from the Zavs, and they win it back in the defensive 50. Kick to be taken by Walford in the back pocket.
Zavs certainly don't get flustered when they're deep in their defence, do they? They can work the ball from the deepest part of the ground. They're really impressive with that.
Alex Trigger making his way to the bench, a player who's undergone a rare number downgrade over the summer. Long kick down the line to Will Goss, who looks to wheel and goal. They've got a paddock to run into here. The Zavs out the back. Nick Guiney in space at centre half forward. Goes for the lead of McIsaac. Clinical ball use there from the Zavs. And a set shot coming up from McIsaac, 30 out, slight angle.
Just like I could see into the future then, Matty. They worked it beautifully from the deepest part of the ground there. Zavs maintain possession, and they're doing it at speed as well. But they're not going reckless. They're maintaining possession, everything to advantage, and they're just getting that ball moving really well. Impressive display here today by the Zavs.
It was a good mark by Goss, because that was an aeroplane kick, and he marked it well.
He's had a bit of everything in front of goal today, Charlie McIsaac. He's kicked 2-2. He can make it 3-2 now. Goal. He's fought hard, Charlie McIsaac. He's come up a couple of times with that calf complaint, but he has been the dominant forward on the ground. 3 goals, 2 for him today. And the Zavs continue to kick away. 9-10-64. They lead over St Kevin's, who, as we sit on the halfway mark of this third quarter, are currently 3-7-25. It's a 39-point advantage to the Zavs. 17 minutes gone in this third term for Domo Insurance.
And Hugo, you just noted something on my sheet there, my running sheet.
I did. I just noticed that it's the 28-minute mark of the first quarter since St Kevin's last goal. So.
Absolutely, and that was Jack Marnie, and Zabs go forward again. Phipps Parsons to Ralph. Well, he overran it really. Walsh was there. He tackled. He brought him to ground in the end. And the umpire says, give it to me. Yes, so since the 28-minute mark of that first term, St Kevin's haven't kicked a goal. Since then,
they've had some opportunities.
Had 5 unanswered. They've had plenty of opportunities. Walford in the centre of the ground, board to ground, and we'll have a ball up. 9-10 playing 3-7, 64 playing 25, 18 gone in this third term. It's all Xaverians down here. The away team today at the TH King. Phipps Parsons tries to wrestle the football out in the middle of the ground. Greenham making sure he's going nowhere. We'll have the ball thrown in the air. Up it goes again. Duncan kicked off his boot towards centre half forward. Fished away there by Andriski. Charging through St Kevin's. A flick out the back favoured Walsh. Now Pfeiffer loses it. Inside 45 for Zabs. Tied not. God, he's in a tangle there. He can't get out of that one.
No.
And we'll have a ball up.
Yes, I'm noticing the wry smile on your face there, Petch. He's one of your favourites, which is good. But the pressure was elite there.
Davey was in there. Westcott, was he taken high? The umpire says he was pushing the back, so a free kick regardless to the Zabs at centre half forward. Charlie Westcott looks to hit up the lead in the forward pocket. Oh, Marnie went back with a flight with courage. Good attack on the football here. Falls to Davey, who spins out of trouble. Hands it to McRae. Sidesteps one. Looks to get the hand pass away to Ralph, but it's been turned over. Walsh walking out of defence here for St Kevin's. Hits up a man on the lead there. Elliot Marnie.
No one to kick it to.
He's got to wait for numbers to flood back. Kazitsky has had a quiet day. Marks it right half forward. Too far out to score. Still kicking a bit from home. Waits for numbers to field back. He goes short to Jock, just the required 15, who's moving a lot better now. He's also just a bit too far out. Looks to go across the field to play. Good kick. Well weighted in the end. And Xavier Duke marks just inside the 45-minute paint. And he will go back and try and kick St Kevin's first goal since the 28-minute mark of the opening term.
Well, it was excellent work to move that ball at pace by the Scob. And Kaczynski finally got one out to advantage. It's been a tough day. They've played him really well. This is a tough kick, though.
So Xavier Duke coming in on the left foot. That's always a good start. The kick looks good, but it's just been pushed across the face late. And a minor score. So St Kevin's wait for a goal continues. 3-8. Leads 8-10. 38-point lead to the Zabs as we ticket to time on in this third term on the Domo Insurance scoreboard.
As we said, a lot of support down here. A lot of patrons have come into the ground here today to watch this game. Here's Ralph. He's had a good third term for Zabs. He's down in defence at the moment. Gets around with a handball. Got it to McRae. He's a goal kicker for them so far today. Goes out wider here. Connor Dunn stripped off the footy. Billy Bryan a handball. Mazzio goes in towards goal. Along the ground. Didn't work. Hart there for Zabs. Tries to work it out. He virtually got it out with a handball. Then it came back to Tom. He got it back to McRae, who works it towards the boundary line. Ed Kennedy over there. He couldn't hold on to the mark. It fell into Walsh. He got a handball up. Now it came back. They go forward again, St Kevin's. Fished away at full forward. Ball fell to Connor Dunn. Bent down, picked it up, got it back to Goss. He's taken over the boundary line and will have a ball in. 21 gone in this third term, 64 playing 26. Zabs have the lead. St Kevin's have the ball in their forward 45 area and a free kick going their way for dropping the ball, and Billy Bryan to take it here for St Kevin's.
I think Oscar Duncan was done for taking it out of the ruck and then getting tackled there.
Okay. So you would say this is a desperately needed goal here by St Kevin's.
Absolutely, understatement.
They haven't kicked one since the 28-minute mark of the first term. Bryan goes into goal. It'll be fisted through, will it? No, it stayed in play. Mazzio there. Kick Hodges. Hodges missed. And it's gone through for a Marta score. Taking St Kevin's on the 3-9-27. Zabs 9-10-64 for Domo Insurance, we've gone 22 in this third quarter.
Goss at full back with the footy. Will bring it in eventually. Steps outside the defensive goal square now and sends a kick up towards the half-back flank. Knocked away there in the end. It was Angus Hart who had front positions, gone out of play for a boundary throw in. It's been a terrific turnout here at TH King Oval. The crowd feels like it's building throughout the course of the afternoon.
It's like a finals crowd here today, that's for sure.
And right where we are in our commentary position is a mass congregation. It's great to see. It's great to have community football back in 2026. Tossed in, coach taking a turn to the ruck, beaten to it by Duncan. Shark though, and a kick inside 50 here for St Kevin's. It was knocked away there in the end by Tucker, and Goss is going to get the hand pass back, and he's handed that outside the field of play. The umpire wasn't paying attention, that's okay. Paioni says, regardless, St Kevin's get the footy back. Matheson's got it on the wing, and he looks to switch it, which is fine. And the run provided by Andriski, receives a hand pass and just drives it up towards full forward. Knocked away off hands, Tucker snaps, goals! There it is! The drought broken for St Kevin's. A goal, the first since the 28th minute mark of the opening term, and it comes off the outside of Sam Tucker's boot. 4-9-33 St Kevin's. Ozab's 9-10-64. Time on to the third term thanks to Domo Insurance. And here's Hugo Higginbotham with special comments.
Well, Scott there, that was excellent work. That was much better ball movement. They got that intercept mark here on the wing, moved the ball laterally away from the congestion, and then just that run from Andriski too. And fast ball movement.
From defence.
Yes. But the slow ball movement has been their enemy today because Zabs have been able to get numbers behind the ball. Wasn't much they could do there with that surge, and something was building there. So an excellent answer. They just need another couple now to just bridge this gap slot.
Absolutely. Back into the middle. Coach won that one down. Jack Barney went through without it. Now Westcott trying to with his boot over his shoulder at work. Went to centre half forward here for Zabs. Kennedy charged out. Handball to Lane. Another possession for him. And he got it to Brusnahan. And he takes the mark. And Delaney was screaming for it. Just outside the goal square. But Brusnahan turned his back on him and goes back and has a look at the big sticks.
Well, not the response we wanted from St Kevin's there, but that's Zabs just getting first hands on the ball, and you just look at the composure and the ball use of Campbell Lane. He saw Brusnahan there, just nice and easy, didn't panic, and he has an amazing ability, Campbell Lane, to get time and space out on that wing area.
He sure does. Here's Brusnahan's kick one at the 17.5 minute mark of the first term. Looking at his second of the afternoon, puts it on its way. That's pretty good. There's no doubt about that. And Brusnahan has kicked their 10th goal for Zabs. They go on a 10-10-70, leading St Kevin's 4-9-33. 2 goals to Brusnahan today. And that coming up at the 22-minute mark of this third quarter.
So an amazing answer there by Zabs. And that's just really good ball use, maintaining possession. And look, you're 100% right who said it before. They have picked up where they are left off in unfortunate fashion. And we've got Harrow down on the boundary who's got something for us.
Yeah, just a quick tidbit, fellas. I know he's not playing today, but just a shout out to Sam Fisher. He's doing his bit for the culture of the Zabs, hanging out on the bench, dapping up the boys as they come off and supplying the lollies. So good to see that he's still involved despite not being out there.
Duncan tapped it down. Greenham, who was caught without it, or caught with it, and he was caught without it because he dropped the football. Free kick to Austin. Looks to switch it, so probably I'll kick out towards the far side. Time for Lane to gather. Handed in board, and they go forward again. The Zabs. Numbers streaming back towards goal. And another hit up lead. Did everything. Brosnahan dropped the mark. He was looking for 2 in a minute. Now he's in trouble. He's gone. Holding the ball. A couple of Cavinians converge. Trap the footy underneath Brosnahan, and he's been penalised. The free kick to be taken. Not by Andriski, instead it's going to be Matheson to take the umpire. Very clear on whose free kick it is. So Matheson now in defensive 50. All to go by the umpire. He's going to switch it as well. And he's a very good kick. That's an excellent pass to Delamitru, who's got space to run onto this. Takes a bounce, gives the hand pass over the top, gets it back from Edwards, and then one more to Green and back to Delamitru. He's running into trouble now. Throws the boot on the ball. The ball on the boot, rather. It was smothered. Bouncing footy. Ralph is there. He gets hands free. No, he doesn't. He's gone.
Yeah, they had it.
St Kevin's get a free kick inside 50. And they'll get an opportunity at goal once again.
Good Steph, the big fella.
Set up by the kick
shaking his head. I don't think he had it.
No, he's probably unlucky there. Anyway, I think he blindsided the umpire.
Yes.
Give him the benefit of that. They do a great job, the umpires.
Oh, absolutely. But gee whiz, you don't have to have possession very long, do you?
Yeah.
So Elliot Marnie has already kicked one today. Chance to double his tally.
Jock coming back on the ground, his left knee heavily strapped.
Marnie from 40 metres out, looks good in flight. It's a good kick, it's a good goal. And the crowd celebrate. Rare goal from St Kevin's, their fifth, Marnie's second. 5-9-39 St Kevin's, 10-10-70 Old Xaverians. As we look at the clock, 23 minutes gone here in this third term, thanks to Domo Insurance. Hugo Higginbotham.
Yeah, so it was good work by St Kevin's there by making Zavs retreat without possession, so forcing them back forward towards goal, and you'll take free kicks like that any day of the week in the goal area, Petchy, won't you?
Oh, absolutely.
You don't get gifts very often.
You don't.
But, they had the ascendancy there and they're working hard, so you take them when you get it. Just no Big Billy Coates has gone into the ruck there, so Plugger has pulled that leader that we spoke about earlier.
So 2-3 to 3-2 in this third quarter in favour of Zavs. Coates trying to kick it out, but Phipps Parsons, too smart for him, got in the way, got a kick to Davey. Over his header, fell here to Jock. Handball to Walsh, back to Jock. His left knee heavily strapped, he goes over the line, out of play, will have a ball in. Centre wing, commentary side of the ground here at TH King, not a cloud in the sky that I can see.
There's one over there.
Oh, yes. No, there's a few. Yeah, right. Okay, I was looking straight ahead. All straight up. Couldn't see one. Doesn't matter. Coach palms it down to the front of the pack. Hanson, doo-wop. He tried to get out of the way, but he couldn't. And the coach gets the free kick. Nearing the end of this third term, St Kevin's have the four. Oh, 2 points of ground. Great tackle on him by Hanson. Now not. He doesn't know what to do. He gave the handball to Ralph. Got around a Jock tackle. Ralph goes towards full forward. But hard in front. And Angus takes the mark here for St Kevin's. Goes to the outer side of the ground. Overhead of Brian. Picked it up okay. Goes into the middle here to Greener. He can go all of the way here. He goes inside 45. Handball wasn't a good one to help his mate out. Jack Marnie into goal and missed. Wow. Siren goes. At the 29-minute mark, 29.5-minute mark of this third term. An opportunity gone begging there for St Kevin's. Zavs lead 10-10-70. St Kevin's on 5-9-39. A 31-point margin at the last change here for Zavs.
We'll go around the grounds very quickly with Hugo for Marshall White. Hugo, you're very keen to get to the scores. What have you got?
Yes, I'm getting paid by the score. It's Old Brighton 13-9-87, St Bernard's 4-7-31. Blues have kicked away 12-2, Matty. They finally kicked a couple of points. Trinity 5-7-37. Blacks have kicked away as well, 9-8-62. Haileybury 5-6-36. And we know the score here. And a close one out there at Camberwell. Caulfield Grammar 5-3-33. Old Scotch trailing by one behind, 4-8-32.
And the grants, thanks to Marshall White, Select Prestige Homes for more than 50 years. Thank you for that there, Hugo. Three-quarter time here at TH King Oval. It is Old Zavs with a 30-point advantage over St Kevin's. 10-10-70 plays 5-10-40. This is the VAFA William Buck Premier Men's Round 1 footy here on the SEN app. Stick around. The final quarter coming up after this.
VAFA action is back, and you can catch the award-winning VAFA William Buck Premier Men's SEN Match of the Day every Saturday afternoon. Listen to all the VAFA footy action live on the SEN website and SEN app today from 1:45 p.m.
Are you looking to grow your business? William Buck are more than just accountants and advisors who can develop strategic growth plans for your business. With over 125 years' experience, William Buck has expertise in navigating through challenging times and has been working closely with the VAFA community, creating positive change for individuals, businesses and community organisations. William Buck's team of specialist advisors work collaboratively, providing you with 360 support. Schedule a complimentary consultation today by visiting williambuck.com.
Hey guys, at GYG we never compromise on the quality of our food. That's why we only serve 100% free-range chicken. We're on a mission to reinvent fast food, because who said fast food had to be bad food? Love ya.
The VAFA Rising Star Award recognises the competition's most talented young players. Each week, the VAFA Rising Star Committee receives nominations for one male and one female player aged 20 years or under who played no more than 7 senior games before this season. So if your club has a young gun making their mark, nominate them now at media@vafa.com.au.
Stay up to date with all the latest from the Victorian Amateur Football Association with the brand new VAFA app. Stay connected with live scores, fixtures, stats and news from across the Victorian Amateur Football Association right at your fingertips. Download the VAFA app today from the App Store or Google Play and never miss a moment.
Listen in to the award-winning VAFA William Buck Premier Men's SEN Match of the Day this Saturday afternoon on SEN's new no-delay streaming product, SEN Stadium. That's VAFA Footy, live with no delay, Saturday from 1:45pm. Listen via the app.
Three-quarter time here at TH King Oval. This is round 1, 2026 VAFA action, man. It's Old Zabs who hold all the cards against St Kevin's as we turn for home. A 30-point advantage, 10-10-70. They lead St Kevin's 5-10-40. Matty Donald is my name. I've got Simon Petch and Hugo Higginbotham with me. Harrison McIlwaine down to the boundary. He will get to Anthony Plugger Lynch very, very shortly. Hugo, St Kevin's, it was a crucial miss on the three-quarter time, sorry to Jack Marty, because if he kicked it, it would have been 3 of the last 4 that they kicked heading into three-quarter time. A bit like in the first term, they just finally started to get the wheel turning in their favour. Have they got any hope in this last stanza?
Oh, absolutely they do. They probably need to change a few things, and I know Plug has spoken a lot about the fundamentals, and you can see that in a few of those turnovers, but those are crucial misses. I mean, we had a few, I think it was in the second quarter as well, just on the siren. So, but look, that's indicative of the pressure that's in the game. And look, they're playing one of the best in the competition as well, Zav. So they've played really well. But St Kevin's, what's going to be telling for them is those centre clearances. I noticed that Plug has put Billy Coates into the ruck. They need to start winning those centre clearances and capitalising as well. It's all well and good to get the ball into your forward line, but Zavs, I would say they are the best deep defensive team in the competition. They don't panic. They can move the ball from full back to full forward very quickly. We've seen that a few times today.
Yeah, no, their transition has been excellent. We saw it right in front here when Brosnahan kicked that goal in the later stages of that third term. I think what's most impressive for me is the fact that if you go through what would their ideal sort of centre bounce combination be, and it probably be Sprayer, having it down to the likes of Stavru and Fisher, and none of those three are there at the moment, yet they've still managed to really dominate out of the centre.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been really impressed with Oscar Duncan today in the ruck. He's done a lot of work in there, but he's given first opportunity. I know that the guys that have gone through there have really done well to get ball forward of the contest as well, not retreating, not giving ground up. And so, yeah, it's a very, very impressive performance by the soldiers who have stood up today, who wouldn't normally be in the team, Matty.
No, they have done a terrific job. They're still not without a hope, though, St Kevin's, of running home this 30-point deficit. They kicked 2 of the last 3 heading into three-quarter time, and we are going to go down very shortly. Harrison McIlwaine has got the coach, Anthony Lynch. In fact, we'll do that right now.
Plugger hasn't really gone away. You're playing the first 3 quarters. What was the message there?
Mate, we're going to take the game on. I thought the last 7 minutes have just started to open up. They've clearly been the better team, there's no doubt about it, but funny is a footy way. If we can get a couple of early ones and get some momentum, maybe the doubt will creep in. But they've clearly been the best team, but I'm keen to see us fight this right out.
Any positional changes or just backing your boys?
Yeah, we're going to go 3 tall forwards. I think we've got to stretch them. We've put Coates back in the ruck, so we've got Bally there. So, yeah, we're going to see if we can stretch them forward.
Love it. Good luck.
So thank you for that there, Anthony Lynch and Harrison McIlwaine as well. Always very grateful for the time that the coaches give us, both during the week and on game day itself. And it looks like they're going big or going home, quite literally, 3 tall forwards.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you can't defend your way out of this situation, can you? You've got to kick goals. They've got to kick 5 just to be equal with Zabs and restrict them. So it's got to be all that. But on the 3 tall forwards is really good, but it's got to start in the midfield. They've got to get their hands on the ball first to give those forwards the opportunity. So that's where I'll be looking at.
Well, I think it feels like they've decided the best form of defence is attack, because they're not worried about Zab's tall forwards. That's by virtue of the fact they've taken
the big fella Billy Coates out of there, chucked him in the ruck, going 3 tall forwards. They're not worried about what the Zavs are doing. They're just trying to score as much as they can here in this final term, St Kevin's.
No, exactly. Take the game on, and attack is the best form of defence. And if you've ever seen a man defend himself, it's Petch. He'll attack you straight away.
Absolutely. No, you stand up for yourself, and that's exactly the way I've gone about things.
Yes. Well, you're sitting down at the moment.
I'm sitting down. No one can see me.
No, exactly. They get off.
So this should be hopefully a real good final term that brings the crowd to life behind us. They've been rather quiet for 3 quarters, but hopefully the singing syrup will start to work once St Kevin's start kicking goals. We can only hope for that for Bowens. The builder's choice, the final term underway here, and St Kevin's will want to score real quick. And Jack Marty driven into the deck in the middle of the ground. Gets up and gives the ball back to the umpire. Thrown in the air again. Coach tried to fist it as far as he could. He did. Nearly got outside the centre square. Going down, head over the footy 5 for tackle by Lane. Ball to ground. Just outside the 45-metre arc for St Kevin's. They're attacking to the southern end of the TH King in this final quarter. Coach grabs it out of the ruck. Puts it high in the sky. Up and under they go. They wait. Ball was fisted clear. Back to whence it came. Fell here to Hanson. Got the handball over the top to Phipps Parsons. Handball back here towards Lane. He goes out to centre wing to Davey. Had it fisted away by Delamitru. Ball hits the deck again. Players there for St Kevin's. Jock calling for it in the middle of the ground. Up he goes. Fished away there by Ralph. Jock had possession. He fisted it clear, but Hanson brings it back into the middle. McKenna bombs it on his boot for St Kevin's. Goes down to full forward. Mazzio up in front. Couldn't hold on to the mark. Connor Dunn working hard there for Zavs. Now it came out here towards Ball, but he was upended, and inside 45 for St Kevin's. The ball to be thrown up. 1.5 minutes gone. 30 points to the margin. Zavs have the lead. 70 playing 40.
So now Tucker in the ruck against Duncan. Tucker won it down. Dunn got the hand pass away. Mazzio looked to scrub a little kick towards goal. He does so, but it's wide offline. Handy point, dare I ask. 29 points. 10-10-70 plays 5-11-41. And it's 1 minute 45 ticked over in this final term, Sunday.
So down at the southern end of TH King, Goss has got the football and he drives it long. In front of the scoreboard, he goes out wide to Guiney, who was held on to during that contest.
It's the lasso.
And it's I call it the Dairy Queen.
The Golden Lariat.
He brings it back inside 45 to Kazitsky and he marks on his chest.
Here's a moment.
That's the way the Dairy Queen comes out of the machine when you go ask for one at the ice cream shop. So...
You go to the ice cream shop very often?
Yeah, I do. I don't mind ice cream. I know. You don't mind? You don't mind me saying?
What are you, rum and raisin, man?
Choc chip. Mint choc chip.
Mint choc chip.
Here's Kazetsky. Now, that's a good kick off the boot. Will it make the distance? And the mark has been taken. It dropped into the arms here. And Tucker's got it directly in front of goal. It fell into his arms.
Yes.
And he takes the mark here for St Kevin's.
Well,
he's kicked 2 for the day.
The advantage of the 3 bigs when the ball's coming in like that.
Goal number 3 on its way, and he's kicked it at the 3-minute mark of the final term. Tucker kicks his 3rd goal of the day. And that is St Kevin's 6th. They go on to 6-9-45. Zavs on 10-10-70, margin 25 points. And for Bowens, the builder's choice, 3 minutes played in this final term.
Well, just the pressure that St Kevin's have brought to the table this quarter is paying dividends.
Hugo, have I told you about the 3-goal theory?
No, not personally.
It's, when you know a comeback is serious,
yes,
it's when they kick 3 in a row.
3 in a row, right.
Kevin's have got 2 in a row now.
And a very handy point.
And a very handy point as well. Could prove decisive later on. Hodges tackled again. That's number 27 of the game. I'm guessing. It's a bit close, though.
Yeah.
Another stoppage.
No, you just never admit you're guessing. Just more conviction, Matty.
Yeah. As long as I sound like I'm confident.
Exactly.
Good hands coming out. Marnie loops one over the top. Bouncing football. Goss, he was caught. A tackle by Pfeiffer.
Oh,
dangerous tackle, though, according to the umpire. Getting away with one there, Will Goss. He gets the free kick in the centre square for the Zavs. And I'll just be happy to take the sting out of the game a little bit here. Still a long time to go in the game. We're only a couple of minutes into the last term. Tommy McRae's got it in the wing. He's happy to go back to Goss. 4 minutes have passed in this final term. How long did that third quarter go for, Petchy?
Third quarter went just over 30.
Okay, so a short little kick from Goss. Just in the end finds Phipps Parsons. Looks to give the hand pass to Dunn, who drives a kick. It's a floating spiral up towards half forward. Off hands. Yep. Tucker received it. Fires the hand pass across. Long kick down the line. Should favour the Sabs. Oh, Vinny Mazzio flew higher than all of them. Managed to bring it to ground. Won the bet, gets 3 in the air. Goss gets a hand pass. Mazzio goes in again. There's a bit of life in this game suddenly. And Mazzio brings his man over the boundary line. That's a big win for the young fella. He had 3 against him and managed to halve the contest. And there's a little bit of a skirmish in front of the blokes who are trying to have a rest. And the blokes who want to have a bit of a wrestle. And in the end, it's out of play, boundary throw in.
Well, they tried to get a little bit aggressive with the young fella, and Tom Jocks was not having a piece of that.
No.
And he, I think he stole a couple of the snakes off the bench when he was over there at the Zabs bench as well.
But gee, Jones put Mazzio under pressure there, 3-1. But anyway, they kept the ball alive here, St Kevin's. Centre wing, commentary side of the ground. The umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it up again.
But in that last situation, the Zabs were happy to retreat there, but not have an exit. If you retreat, you're giving away ground without an exit. You need an exit every time.
Thrown in the air, coach went to go. Now Ralph there, brought to ground by Brian, and umpire says, give it to me. So again, we'll go with the ball in the air, centre wing. Commentary side of the ground here. Margin 23 points in favour of Zabs. We've gone 6 minutes in this final term. Now Westcott gets a kick for Zabs, centre half forward over Matheson's head. He charges back here for St Kevin's, beating him to the footy. Guiding him to goal, kicked it. Well, Matheson had the run of that. The ball bounced away from him. Guiney got underneath his elbow, really. Yep. He stole the football away from him and kicked Zab's 11th goal. They go into 11-10-76. St Kevin's on 6-11-47. That goal coming up at the 6-minute mark of this final term, and Guiney kicks his first goal of the afternoon.
Yeah, just some excellent work there by the Zabs to keep that ball moving forward, not giving away any ground like previously. And then the pressure was on St Kevin's in the back half there. And that's just shot your 3-goal theory down, Matty.
Yeah,
so,
come up with another theory now. We've been blown that one right out of the...
Torpedoed that one.
That has blown everything up.
No,
Like, seriously, I don't know where you get these ideas from.
Sounds good when they do
must
kick
be a
around.
new thing that we're not used to.
There's a lot of theories going around there.
These millennials that I've been roped in with.
Hang on.
Back in the centre.
Hang on.
Zabs will win the clearance. Kick up towards half forward. You might have to hit the hook with that one there. It's checked up. It picked up here nicely there by Knott. Check side up towards half forward. Delaney sweeps the hand pass back into the field of play. Jock put the head down. Over around the football. Ralph caught, dispossessed, comes out now to Andriski. He's caught by McRae, I think that is. It's locked up. Umpire calls for it, says give it to me.
You just see the swings in momentum in this game at the moment. So Zabs coming back into it now.
So guys, we've got to play down behind the play for the Zabs. Harrison McIlwaine will be all over
Oscar Duncan.
Duncan down. Trickles towards the boundary line here. And McIsaac is going to get a free kick for a push in the back here against McKenna. Oscar Duncan... Well,
it's a push in something, I think. He's...
he just readjusted the furniture there momentarily.
He's still counting them.
Yeah, they're all there. Yeah, definitely in the groin area there for him.
Bit of a wry smile from Charlie McIsaac as well.
And they're taking him off anyway, so...
Harrison McIlwaine down the boundary will be all over that as McIsaac lines up for his 4th. This would be the pick of the bunch if he could drill it from here, because he'll be kicking from 15 metres out, right alongside the boundary, and he's kicked it out on the full. He's hooked it too much. It's the better looking out on the full than the one he committed in the second term.
Yeah.
But they all count for exactly the same.
You're a connoisseur of out on the full, eh?
No one puts it out in the full like me, Hugo.
Connoisseur. Righto, let's look that one up. The Funko Wagles.
It starts with C.
Okay. No, got to know how to spell it though. A connoisseur. All right.
Just like the ice cream. You're an ice cream man.
Yes, Peters.
Yes. No, I don't know.
Siggins eggs.
Mention them.
Here's Jock from the kick in, takes the mark. He goes into the middle of the ground and...
It's the old joke he said, but he should have said.
Yes, well, that's what they're doing in the middle here. Delamitru does exactly that. He goes with the kick. Found Hodges. He's fought the ground again. He'll be tackled plenty of times and he's sleep tonight. Cam, he'll be wanting to go to bed on his own.
Which is the tackling has been a highlight.
It's been terrific all day, the tackling. Phipps Parsons.
There's another player down here for St Kevin's.
Delamitru, yes, and Phipps Parsons goes out wider here with a kick to McRae, who on scoreboard side of the ground goes to Walford. Jock interfered with him, and Walford gets the free kick.
He had to do something there, Jock, and what he did was made him earn it.
So Delamitru's up and about, he's okay. So Walford's got the footy. For Zavs, outer side of the ground, kick towards centre wing. Fist away there by Coach to the boundary line. Brian there got the handball over the top, close to the boundary line. Matheson will see it over. And we'll have a free kick going Lane's way. Deliberate. He goes with a kick up towards Hart. Hart stood his ground. He dropped it, but he regained possession. Handball to Matheson. No, missed him. Came to Andriski, who got it to Jock. St Kevin's on the move from the outer side of the ground. A running handball into the middle. Oh, it didn't favour Edwards. Hodges there. Will he be tackled? No, he got away with that one. He got a handball out here, only as far as Lane. Handball here towards Westcott. Zavs go forward to the northern end of the TH King. And Guiney, the last goal kicker, takes the mark.
So passing through the middle of the ground there. Jock it was a hot handball. There was no need to give that handball. It should have been an entry kick. A deep forward entry kick.
Because Hodges was there. He just gave it straight to him.
But it wasn't a good handball either, and he was already under pressure.
76 playing 47. Zavs have the lead. Guiney for his second goal of the afternoon. He kicked one at the 6-minute mark of the final term. 5 minutes later, he's done it again, has he? Yes, he has. So Guiney kicks his second for the quarter. That at the 11-minute mark of the final term. And Zavs have kicked their 12th. They go into 12-10-82. Really racing away here from St Kevin's now.
St Kevin's started with all the momentum at the start of the quarter.
They did, yep.
And then Matty put the kibosh on them by throwing that theory out there, and Zavs did their best to sink it.
Certainly fixed it up.
They did.
12-10-82 to 6-11-47.
Just goes to prove that the comeback wasn't a genuine one. It was a faux comeback.
Faux comeback.
Hold on.
Is that a comeback there?
Here we go again. How do we spell that one?
It starts with F. Right, you got that highlighted there.
Tossed up again here in the centre. Delaney taking a turn to the right while Duncan is down on the bench. And Hodges turning tackler this time. Strong that time on Walford. And we'll get a stoppage in the middle of the ground. Delaney once again. Hodges trying to fight through. Time Watford applying the tackle. Comes out now to Campbell Lane, who's had it on a string today. Good, illegal use of the body there by Davey. Matheson wasting no time, but takes the advantage. Kick up to half forward to Billy Bryan, who was pushed as he kicked it, and as a result, it skirted past Kaczynski. Well, a bit of a shove there in the end in the back of ball. Umpire wave play on. Still alive inside 50 here for St Kevin's if they can get it out. They won't. On top of all of that, in the end, was trigger, and it will be a stoppage inside attacking 50 for St Kevin's.
So only 36 points the margin. Will this be the biggest win of the day? Looking at around the grounds here, Harold, we'll have a look because it'll be interesting to see who lands on top of the ladder after today.
So we've got shot on goal there.
By Brian, he misses. Minus score there to St Kevin's, taking them on to 6-12-48. You concentrate on the around the grounds. I'll call the game here. 12-10-82 for Zavs. We've gone 13 and a half minutes in this final.
Just trying to cover for you. Slipping there, guys. So we've got Old Brighton out to a 10-goal lead.
Okay, right.
Ball brought back into play. Good mark by Charlie Knott. Half back. And he looks to go short. In the end, a safe enough kick. Walford, Goss. Hand pass was charged down. Knott. Back to Goss. Kick up the line is, well, it bounced inside the field of play, but these days it may as well have been out in the full because it's a free kick to St Kevin's. And they're going to look to bring it back inboard here to Walsh, who marks. Are they going to complete the switch? They're going to go to Jones. Now where?
Jones needed to go there. He shouldn't have held up.
He's going to come back Send it whence it came to Hart.
And we're back at where we started.
Now Matheson again.
With a lateral switch, you can't go back to where you started because you're getting back to congestion. And look what we're kicking to now.
And this time Matheson goes long to Kazitsky, who was in front. Was he held? Umpire wave play on. Duke Rose snaps towards goal. Bouncing footy. Might come at the back for Mazzio. He's caught by Goss. Good tackle. And the umpire says, give it to me. Good goal-saving tackle there from Will Goss. He's been good down back today for the Zavs.
Gee, he was lucky there, I think, as a yo, because he had the ball. He had an opportunity to put it onto his boot. He had to be quick. He was tackled, and no free kick to Zavs. Edwards trying to hold them up in there. Here's Lane again, gets a clearing kick outside defensive 45. Jones marks in his hands. He goes out to here to Andriski, who takes the mark in the middle of the ground. Heard the call and gave the handball. They go forward here with a kick. St Kevin's out towards half forward. No mark taken. It came here towards Davey, who wrenched his opposition player off the footy, Elliot Marnie, and a free kick going Walsh's way. St Kevin's go forward, kick to centre half forward. Fished away, found Ralph and Jock. Jock brought Ralph to ground. And we'll have a ball up centre half forward here for St Kevin's.
He's inside 50 here. Jock now taking a turn to the right. Good vertical leap from the number 6. All in dispute. And another stop pitch. Kevin's probably gained about 3 metres there. Jock over the top of Delaney. The pass comes out now. Not caught. And Walford just happy to escort that one over the line. Gents, we're getting towards the conclusion of the game now. Are we going to spitball some suggestions for a best on ground performance? It's been a real good team effort from old Xaverians today. Is there anyone that stands out for you?
No, you don't look at me when you say that.
What, spitball?
Man. Right beside me.
No.
Who's got the job?
Well, I do know that it's no longer the skins, tight compression skins. It's the hat and a voucher, I think.
Okay.
So, yeah. Look, Campbell Lanes has been a consistent 4-quarter performer. I think he's one to watch. And I'm open for any other suggestion there.
So Walford's got the ball. He kicks for Zavs towards centre wing, and Delamitru dropped what he should have taken. Handball out the back. That was good vision in the end. He found his teammate. Now Angus Hart goes to Jack Marnie along the ground. It goes over. And we'll have a ball in.
Gents, just around the grounds for Marshall White. We've talked a lot about Prem A. Got to cover some Prem B stuff here. Old Ivanhoe, minor Premaries in Prem B last year, against Ajax, who finished 4th in Prem C. Ajax currently lead 92-37.
Good grace.
It's a real turn up for the books, that one. What a result for the Jackers that could be.
That'll give you something to write about this week, buddy.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And I bet you tipped old Ivanhoe to win. Here's Ralph.
No comment.
Ralph out of bounds on the full. Well, you know, you've got to... You say one thing, you've got to stand by your convictions here.
That's what you'll learn being part of this team.
Yeah.
We look at everyone else with contempt, and then we're even harder on ourselves.
Exactly right.
We're nothing but introspective.
We critique ourselves.
It's quite a story for Lockie Buzzard and his men. First game back in Prem B.
Westcott's got the footy. He's had a great game too. He goes long with the kick inside 45 for Zavs, and the mark taken here by Matheson, who's been quite a good player for them down in their defensive area today.
He's seen a bit of it.
Yeah. Yep.
Long
he's
kicking
done well
has been
with what he's had.
Been a real feature of his game. That's a dangerous kick across the face of goal, though. Lane's in there again. Davey, both were beaten to it. Walsh wants to come back inboard to Andriski, who throws it on the boot up the line. That's going to work, though. Mark taken by Edwards, who goes further afield. They're happy to move this one quickly. McKenna now receives the hand pass, goes up towards half forward. Mark taken. Dunn has held up his man here, though, so Kevins will be held up. Ball with it at half forward on the left boot. Goes long towards the top of the goal square, and there'll be a free kick for a hold. So none of that matters in the end. Jacob Kazitsky to take the kick. He should have no issues with the distance this time. He's about 10 metres out, directly in front. Comes in and puts it through. For his first goal at St Kevin's, former AFL player, 66 goals in 64 AFL matches with both Hawthorn and Richmond. and he gets his first here for St Kevin's. 7-12-54 St Kevin's, 10-12-82 Old Zabs, and the count starts at 1 in a row.
Oh, well, he will improve with his run here today, Kazitsky. He will be a focal point for them if he stays fit and well for the season, that's for sure. So not a bad hit out for him today to be down here to see how the Premier grade is played at amateur level.
He's going to get a lot of attention all year, isn't he? Just purely on his name and reputation alone. So he's going to have to learn to deal with that. He probably won't have the support like he had at AFL level. But he'll work his way through it. He's an excellent player.
82 playing 48 for Bowens, the Builder's choice. We're deep into this final term, 20 minutes in. Inside 45 here for Zavs. Delaney trying to wrestle 3 St Kevin's players out of it. He can't. We'll have a ball in the air. Matheson throws it back. Partly in shade, the ball thrown in the air inside 45 for Zavs. Delaney held on to Coates, no free kick. Davey goes into goal, no, someone there, nearly took the mark. It fell into Jones, who got a handball back into McKenna. He has to get around with a kick, he does that, got on his left, goes out wide here.
On the full.
And on the full, was it?
Certainly was.
Before Pfeiffer could get there, and Lane to take the free kick here for Zavs. He's kicked one today.
It's gone in a bit of a holding pattern this game now, hasn't it? You can just see St Kevin's players, they realise that it's inevitable now. And
so Lane looking for his second. He kicked one at the 4-minute mark of the third term. He's now looking at his second goal of the afternoon at the 21-minute mark of the final term. There's plenty of daylight between goals. He goes round the body, brings it back. Not enough. Minus score. Taking Zavs on to 12-11-83. St Kevin's 6-12-48. 21 gone, final term for Bowens, the Builder's choice.
And Matheson's just going to run this one up the line, shrugs a tackle, takes a bounce, and then kicks up towards past the centre line. Oh, and it's been rowed beautifully here by Greenham, who takes a bounce, gets away from his man just about, gets a hand pass away, it was charged down. Oh, there'll be a free kick to Greenham anyway. The tackle must have dropped low.
And 50.
And it's 50, so that's as coast to coast as it's going to get, right up the guts. It's going to be a goal from a kick-in the end. And Zane Green, eggs and ham, is going to put this one through from the top of the square, and that's 2 in a row for St Kevin's.
Here we go.
7-12-54 to 10, or 7-12-54 to 12-10-82. Old Zav still lead. 22 minutes gone here in this last term. Brought to you by Bowens, the Builder's choice.
First goal today for Greenham. And very fortunate in all of that because he was on his way. He then got tackled. He lost it. He was brought to ground. But the umpire obviously saw something that we didn't hear. He was closer to the action and he kicks his first goal for St Kevin's for the season.
Given a bit of attention when he was dragged to the ground. The umpire was right on top of that.
82 playing 48. Zavs have the lead. 22 shots to goal, Zavs. 18 shots to goal, St Kevin's. And the margin's 34 points in favour of Zavs. In the middle again. Coach got it down, then Duncan goes out wider here. Phipps Parsons in the van. Hodges there as well. He goes to ground. Now they bend over to pick it up. It came out. Zavs go forward. Kick towards centre half forward. McIsaac. Delaney heard the call behind Walford. Handball Guiney. Guiney into goal. Missed now. A chance. McIsaac off the ground. No, he missed and it goes through for a minor score. Zavs on to 12-11-83. St Kevin's 6-12-48. 23 gone. Final term for Bowens, the Builder's choice.
It worked so well last time. They're going to play it on quickly here from the kick in. Jock was going for it that time, knocked away from him. And it's still in. Well, it was in for quite a while. Eventually trickled out of play for a boundary throw in. Hugo.
Just Old Haileybury have just hit the front for the first time of the day over Uni Blacks at South Caulfield there. So that's the close one for the day.
Around the grounds thanks to Marshall White.
And we'll go around the grounds at the end of the day here, Matty. We'll full briefing around the grounds.
Debrief, we'll break it down.
By Harold Higginbotham.
Shallow throw in. Eventually Pfeiffer clears it out towards the half-back flank. Knocked away though from Greenham towards the boundary line. Hanson kept it in play. Austin looks to feed a hand pass back. Phipps Parsons receives it now. He tries to take on two, and he is wrapped up, and it will be a ball up according to the umpire.
He was lucky there because the umpire's paid.
Yeah, I was going to say.
A few today that have been
really quick.
Yes, quicker than that. Anyway, but they've done well to retain possession a lot today, Zabs. They haven't turned it over too many times.
Hodges caught in a tackle, and the Pope is Catholic. And another stoppage. Water is wet as well, gentlemen.
He'll be tackled on the way out to his car tonight, the way he's going.
Harrison McIlwaine might have to tackle him if he wants a post-match interview.
I don't know how many he's received, but it's been plenty.
Kazitsky on a long lead, marks at half-back. Looks to go with really an aimless kick up the line. Always favoured Will Goss, feeds the hand pass back. Outside of the wood, kick down the line. Kazitsky coming in, got hands to it, couldn't complete the mark. Walsh is in there now, got a hand free. Hand pass was charged down though, has to turn tackler. In fact, that was Matheson rather. Jones busts clear and kicks high. Players are going to let it bounce, and it's going to be a lasso free kick. Ball back in the hands of the Zabs.
It will be too.
Or a Dairy Queen, my apologies.
The old Dairy Queen.
Rum and raisin.
The way it comes out of the mint choc chip. Goes towards centre wing. McRae, did he have it? The umpire said he did over Jack Marnie, and Jack just
we're going to give him
hand out.
Reserves handshake.
Didn't get him.
No.
McRae goes long with a kick half forward. Delaney goes up, goes through his arms as well. It fell down to Delamitru, and he'll have to give it back to the umpire. 45 out from Zab's goal, thrown in the air. Coates and Delaney wrestled for it. Came out volleyball style. Hodges, who he got through. Handball out the side into Elliot Marnie. Handball underneath into Bryan. Handball over the top here. It found Mazzio, who goes long with a kick. It goes all of the way to full forward. Getting back there, Tucker. Will it bounce for him and stay in? It doesn't. Tom Hart sees it through. And a minor score there to St Kevin's, taking them on to 6-13-49. Zabs on 12-10-82. We've gone 26 in this final term for Bowens, the builder's choice.
Walford will retrieve the footy and bring it back into the field of play eventually. He's in no hurry to get this thing moving. Professional performance to start the year for the Zabs. Been the better team. Right out of the gates. Walford goes long up the line. Big fly there from Trigger. Couldn't complete the mark. Ralph now throws it on the boot, and that's going to be a Dairy Queen. St Kevin's footy. Jack Marnie with it now on the wing. People will eventually figure out what we mean by that by season's end. He goes short to Hart. Marnie wants it again. Oh, he's hand passed it behind Marnie, who's now in trouble. He's been caught. And that just about sums up the day for St Kevin's, Hugo.
Off there, I'll tell you what it really means. Matty?
That was just a prime example of what they've done far too many times today. They've just pressure on pressure, turnover straight away. It just hasn't helped St Kevin's.
It's going to be a free kick against Billy Coates here.
Yeah,
Not sure what the hold was. Well, Billy could understand it. He thought he was being held short. Here to Delaney at half forward.
And the shot.
He's going to try. He kicks in towards the forward pocket in the end, and the contest killed by Hart at a play boundary throw in the forward pocket for the Zabs.
Two St Kevin's players spoiled each other. The only ones near it there.
Yep. That's the way it was going, because there was only one Zabs player there that he could kick it to, and he tried to kick the leather off it, Ed. Thrown back in. Left forward pocket, northern end of T.H. King, a bounce off Coach's kneecap. Found McRae standing still. He got a handball into Hodges, who's ripped off the footy by Davey. He got an underground handball back into Duncan. Bent down, picked it up, got it back to Davey. Handball back into Lane. Inside 45, he got it back to Hanson. Up, he gives a handball to Davey, who then was upended. Jock ends up with it. Mazzio goes with the kick. Out wider here. Well, it bounced for Whitehead. It did, but it didn't bounce his way. It found St Kevin's, who goes forward with the kick all the way to full forward. Tom Hart there will see it through or over. No, he keeps it in play. Got away from Tucker. Handball to Tregar, who goes out wide here to Tom Dunn. And he marks here for Zabs and plays on. Goes to Lane, and he has another possession and marks inside defensive 45.
And they take the sting out of the play once more to the Zabs. Campbell Lane, the skipper. Driving kick up towards the wing, off hands. McKenna had it, lost it. Knott's in there. McKenna, fight a hand pass forward. Now Jones has got it in a bit of space for St Kevin's. Kicks up towards the half-forward flank. Kozitsky flew up. Gill stayed down. Rove snaps towards goal. Oh, and it's bounced right across the face of goal. Oh, what a leg break that would have made Shane Warne blush. And in the end, it's skewed too far to the right. Through for a behind. 8-15. I guess that is now for St Kevin's 63. Old Zabs 12-12-84. 29 and a half gone here in this final term.
That's the beauty of the odd-shaped football, isn't it? It just bounces. You're not sure which way it's going when it hits its pointy end. A kick off the ground here for Zabs. It goes...
It's a running race.
All the way to 45. Another kick along the ground by Guiney. He goes to Davey with it. Davey then had Jack Barney in his way. They're looking for a free kick here, the Zabs. Again, arms spread like they're nailed to a cross. But the umpire said, no, I'm going to ball this one in.
Begging for forgiveness.
Begging for forgiveness. 30 minutes gone in this final term. Thrown back in, coach grabbed it out of the ruck, then lost it here. Marnie picked it up, got a kick, a blind one, back to Jock who was there. He was upended by Lane and he takes the free kick. Here, Tom Jock here for St Kevin's. Down in defence, he goes back into the middle of the ground. Delamitru there. Now Duke a handball up here to Walsh. He overruns it, but then he picked it up because Hansen didn't tackle. He allowed him go. Walsh goes towards the scoreboard side of the ground here for St Kevin's. Ball on the deck. Brian picks it up. Handball to Hodges. Before he was tackled, he got a kick. And the kick landed in the arms of Elliot Marnie. And he'll go back and have a shot here for St Kevin's.
If he kicks this, it'll be 3 in a row for St Kevin's.
Finally.
We're about to go 31. We're 31 minutes gone, so we want to get moving.
You might get your wish here. If that's what you were wishing for, Matt. End up at the wishing well. What do you reckon? No, off the side, won't make the distance. Mark taken by Tucker. Is it down there for St Kevin's? And he goes around the body and he's missed it. Plenty of daylight between goals for a drop punt there. But Tucker misses it. 8-16-64. St Kevin's 12-12-84. Zabs 20 points the margin. 31 and a half minutes gone in this fight. No,
there it is.
No, that happens.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
That happens.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm concerned about your health, actually.
You know.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Getting on.
Great to have Bill Laurie in the box with us today.
The Phantom.
Walford.
You always pick up on that. No one else
I love it.
Gives it and gets it back from Trigger, and there'll be a 50-metre penalty as well. So this ball will be advanced to the half-back line for the Zabs.
So get yourself a cup of rum and raisin on the way home. That'll soothe your throat.
12-12 points. 8-15. So 19-point lead here for the Zabs. A kick inside 50. And Ted Kennedy marks on the siren. Well, with no time to spare from full back to full forward, Ed Kennedy marks. So he's come straight off the Australian Open courts and onto the football field with all the sweatbands he's got on. It's going to be a big win for Old Zabs to start the season. The only question now is the margin. They lead by 21. Ed Kennedy has already got one today. Can he double his tally on the siren? Kick looks good. Goal umpire does not move. It's the perfect end to the perfect start of the season for the Zabs. 13-12-90 to 8-15-63. Old Zabs with a statement to start 2026.
Certainly was. Was a comprehensive from start to finish. They put scoreboard pressure on St Kevin's, held them goalless for a quarter and a half basically, which was telling for the day. I mean, St Kevin's came back with plenty of shots on goal, had their opportunities, costly misses, but I think Xavier was a comprehensive performance in terms of retaining possession, execution on goal, good spread of goal kickers. And look, they've got a few players out at the moment too, and the players who came up stood up really well. I was very impressed with Oscar Duncan in the ruck, who battled hard all day. But Skins player of the day, Matty, has to go to Campbell Lane. 4-quarter performer. He would have had 30 plus today and just owned it on that wing out there. So much so that St Gibbons had to put Tom Jock, one of their best players, out there to try and curtail him, and just to no avail. So that's curtail of no avail. You can look that up
we'll go there later
in
on.
the Funk and Wagner.
Have a look at that tonight.
Had to shoulder the entirety of the responsibility as captain, with no co-captain Marcus Stavru out there, and led by example right out of the gates. And Harrison McIlwaine will present him with the cardboard panel and the cap very, very shortly. So the Skins player of the match is Campbell Lane, the skipper of old Zavs. And in fact, Harrison McIlwaine might have him on the boundary line right now. Harrison.
Mate, plenty to pull for yourself today, but more importantly, must feel good to start the season with a win.
Mate, that is absolutely huge win. We've had no luck the last few weeks. Obviously lost two of the best players in the competition now for a few weeks. So been an average couple of weeks, but the boys stood up today, especially after lose a prelim by a point. Come back. It's been a long pre-season, so I'm just so wrapped, absolutely so wrapped.
That's awesome, man. Got on the score sheet yourself today. Pleased with that?
Yeah, a little sneaky one. To be honest, I missed a couple of those, so might have to do a bit of goal kicking. We've been training at Xavier with no goals, so I better do some goal kicking in the next couple of weeks.
Well, yeah, as chosen by our man on specials, Hugo Higginbotham, you are the Skins player of the game today, so congratulations. There's a voucher and a hat for you, and thank you.
Congratulations to Campbell Lane. He gets the voucher as well as the cap. He gets to pose for a photo also. Campbell Lane, an awesome display from him this afternoon, leading from the front. And in terms of how the match went over the course of the game, well, we'll start firstly with the post-match thanks to Australian Venue Company. They own and operate more than 200 of Australia's most popular iconic pubs, bars and event spaces. You can find out more at ozvenueco.com.au, Petchy, because I know that's something that you'll be very keen on following up, all the iconic pubs and bars after your Mars bar at the canteen today at CH King. You want to
what are you insinuating, Matt?
It could be that you're old. The other one could be you drink.
Hang on a minute.
You've been around a long time. The other one could be you drink too much.
No, well, I'm going to leave.
All those are right, He's hit the nail right on the head there.
I'm going to leave you to draw the conclusions there, Petchy. So that's the post-match. We will start, though, with the mark of the day for Gorman Commercial, Melbourne's commercial property leader. And tell you what, there were no shortage of contenders here, Hugo. Some good marks, particularly early on in the game.
Yes, I had Oscar Duncan for that really good third-man deep mark coming through the pack. That was quite a good one, but I'm open to suggestions.
Charlie McIsaac took a 1-on-3 contested mark in the pocket very early on in the day, which I thought was quite a nice one as well.
Yeah. Well, I'm overruling here. I'm going to give it to Oscar Duncan.
That's why you're here. You go to overrule.
Correct.
The goal of the day for Hodges Real Estate, proud sponsor actually for St Kevin's. If you had a goal of the day contender, or goal of the day rather for 40 Winks, sorry. Paran Fitzroy and South Wharf, family-owned bedding specialists with the widest range of mattresses and bedroom furniture, featuring the exclusive BedMax technology to take the confusion out of buying a new bed. Contact past SCOB player and current parent David Williams. Have you got a goal of the day for us?
Well, I picked the best goal of the day about 8 months ago, and Petchy shut me down, so I stay out of these now. Right. But I thought Guinings was very good. Campbell Lane was very good as well. But Petchy, what do you think?
Well, I'll go Nick Guiney because he got under the arms there of his opponent down at the northern end of the ground, and he kicked that goal at the 6-minute mark of the final term there for Zav. So I would say Nick Guiney, but it's up to you.
No. Well, Nick Guiney is
goal of the day.
All right, goal of the day for 40 Wings. Congratulations.
There weren't too many massive goals scored, but that was a good running, get in underneath and get the ball and kick.
Yeah, a lot of set shot goals today.
Yes.
Lots of goals, but not that'll feature any on the countdown come the end of the season. Round the grounds for Marshall White. Now, they've been selling Prestige homes for more than 50 years, and it's just as well that they're with us because we've got some scores we've got to get to, Hugo, from both Prem A and Prem B. So I've got the Prem B stuff here if you want to roll out what we've got from the Premier Men's competition.
Okay, so down there at Brighton Beach Oval, old Brighton, just Just saying we're back in this competition and we're going to look this year because they won the game 2015-135 to St Bernard 6-8-44. So a 91-point victory there. Uni Blues, they've made a statement as well. 18-5-1-1-3 to Old Trinity. Welcome to top flight 7-9-51.
Wow. And
the big one, which I don't think many tipsters would have got today, is Old Haileybury. You've got the chocolates there at South Caulfield. 12-12-84. Uni Blacks 11-9-75. So Guy Martin taking the reins at Old Haileybury there and starting with a win. And still playing down there at Camberwell. So we're 31 minutes gone in the third quarter, and Old Scotch have kicked away 8-10-58 to Caulfield Grammar 7-6-48. So we'll keep you posted with that one as we go on for the next half hour or so, but Old Scotch starting to get in control there.
And the Prem B scores, which I've got here, between the two sides that came down from Premier Men's, half an hour, Hugo.
Yeah. I don't know what you're going to be doing.
Well, you both go inside and enjoy the festival. I'll sit here with buttons and I'll just keep reading the scores out. We'll go around the grounds. I'll do thirds, Division 7 scores if you like, whatever's needed. Just because clearly I'm the only company man here.
The battle of the two sides that came down from Premier Men's last year, Collegians and De La Salle. Collegians won 16-9-105 to 12-6-78. Old Geelong defeated Old Camberwell 11-14-80 to 8-15-63. The big result of the day, this was huge. Ajax 18-11-119, fourth in Prem C last season, defeated last year's Rhino Premiers of Prem B, Old Ivanhoe 9-8-60 to a 57-point win for Ajax. That's a huge result for them. Williamstown CYMS, a very inaccurate day of footy at Fearon Reserve, 14-24-108 to Old Carey 6-22-58.
Wow, gee,
so combined
6-22.
6-22, so 20 goals, 46 for the match combined. So a bit of goal kicking practice.
Where was that played at?
Fearon.
Yeah. Even if it's still here, it'll be blowing a gale.
It would be. It would have been raining too.
Probably.
And the final match in Prem B to take note of, Beau Morris 13-17-95 defeated Old Melburnians 10-9-60.
And I'll just go one more around the ground.
Yep.
Prem under 19s, De La Salle 11-8-74, Old Zabs 6-4-40. Well done to Lincoln Higginbotham on his debut in Premier under 19. So that's just me getting
good
my
on
own
you,
little
Lincoln.
bit of
Congratulations there.
Still not as good a footy player as his old man.
No, his elbows aren't as sharp.
No, that's
they
correct.
reckon he had the sharpest elbows
In the West.
Pakenham.
Yes, that's right.
Higginbotham.
Well, then that's a wrap for our post-match. Thanks to Australian Venue Company. Find out more at ozvenueco.com.au. Gentlemen, that is going to wrap things up.
Do we have Dan Donati coming up, the coach of Old Zabs?
I did request that he come up after they sing the song, and he did say he was coming.
Okay. Yeah,
so
well, we're happy to
can
stick
waffle a
around
little.
then for a little bit. Hugo, we talked about this match at the start of the day. What an opportunity this was for these two sides to make a real statement against a side that finished in the top four last year. So in terms of what it means for the rest of the season, particularly given how many stars they've got out, this is a big result for the Zabs today.
Yeah, it certainly is. Look, it's something that they're not going to talk about what happened last year, but we were there. That is something that is really hard to come back from. To lose in that fashion in a preliminary final when, I think it was, a minute and a half to go. They thought they were in the grand final. Yeah. And even Petch was about to call it.
I stayed out of that.
The kiss of death.
But I stayed out of that.
They've kept the list basically. Dan Donati's been there. I think this is his third year there now. They know the system and they know the structure. They know the game plan, and it's getting better. It's improving. So they're tweaking that. Sometimes you have to have a bit of heartbreak in football to provide that little bit of a drive. And I'll go back to my own personal experience. So finished on top of the ladder. Bombed out in straight sets in the finals, came back with a similar list, and we won the next two in a row with the same sort of group because they have that drive. And the players have that natural drive themselves. Yeah. And you can just see that. When I spoke with Campbell Lane before the game, that one of the first things he mentioned as well was the way they lost that game last year. So it's not something that you go back to as a coach because you try to move on and look and focus on the positives and the forwards and what's happening in the future, not what's happened in the past. But it's always going to be there.
Absolutely.
And that will be that little bit of drive. Life's full of what ifs. That is a what if. What if we made it into the grand final? What if and the kid Jones who hadn't kicked that goal, what if, all these sort of things, and you don't know. But they've got an opportunity, and that was a commanding performance today.
Yes, they looked sharp right from the outset. St Kevin's came back at them halfway through that first quarter, really tied up scores at quarter time. But after that, you could see that Zavs, their skill level was better. They moved the ball, but the best part about this game today was the tackling. It was ferocious all day. Everyone was on top of everyone. There wasn't an easy kick out there for anyone today.
No, there wasn't. But I think you're looking at two contrasting game styles, whereas Zavs were more controlled, whereas they maintained a lot more possession. There wasn't a lot of long kick up the line stuff for them, but that was only last resort. Where St Kevin seemed to second option was that long kick up the line, and that's not sustainable because against a good side like Zavs, who are going to zone, they had a beautiful zone as well. They could not kick through the zone. So there's something in that.
So who's Zavs got next week? Do we know? We got the fixture for next week because whoever Zavs are taking on. I threw it out there just to see fastest finger first here.
Old Trinity they've got next week at home.
Wow, I tell you what.
Yeah, well, what about this?
Trinity, you'll be fearing a big loss there, won't they?
Actually, we might run through the games for next week, Matty, if you don't mind.
Go for it.
So this is a massive game next week, and this is at Brighton Beach Oval again, Old Brighton versus St Kevin's.
Yeah.
So, look, on Old Brighton's performance today, it's going to be an interesting one next week. That'll be 0-2 for St Kevin's, unless they can turn that form around. But Brighton have started really well. That's a commanding 91-point victory.
As they normally do.
And they just don't lose there at that ground either.
No. You'll be with us next week, Hugo, for that one? St Kevin's?
Providing I don't get the tap on the shoulder. I will be.
I won't be. No, I can't be. I'll be in Hawaii.
The grass skirt?
Yes, and a lay. That's what you get when you get off the plane, don't you?
Yeah, well, if you're lucky, I suppose. In Hawaii? No, I think you do. I've seen that on the footage.
2 weeks in Hawaii. So you blokes just look after the set.
So you have got a passport. You don't go to America. You're in one of those shows. You'll ask for the search in the room, won't you? No. But a couple of other interesting games next week. We've got Caulfield playing Old Haileybury at Glen Huntly Park. St Bernard's Old Scotch, Old Zav Trinity, and the Blacks and Blues, the showdown.
Yeah, that'll be a good one.
Yeah, there'll be some beauties on offer next week. And I think the thing, and we've sort of touched on it a couple of times, how impressive the Zavs were without so many of their best players out. And McIsaac was sort of in and out, trying to battle through a bit of a calf injury today. They've got a stack of talent to come back into this team still.
Well, they still kicked a lot of goals, didn't they? I mean, they had a great spread of goal kickers. I mean, weren't relying on Charlie McIsaac. So that was an impressive performance, and here he is, the man.
Dan Donati, the coach of Old Xaverians, has been good enough to join us. Dan, welcome to you. Congratulations. Well, we couldn't ask for much more than that to start the year.
No, obviously stoked. It's such a good club. I've had such a healthy rivalry with Scops for such a long time as a player and as a coach. And out here, haven't had too many days where you win. It's just hard. And it was a tough slog. It wasn't that pretty of a game, I don't think, today, but full credit to both sides the way it went out, but obviously pretty rapt to get a win.
I mean, we've been talking about exactly that through the coverage, that there wasn't much room to breathe for the entirety of the four quarters, so you must be thrilled. But against a side that finished in the top four last year, your players were undermanned as they were, able to withstand that pressure and be able to score as freely as you did.
Yeah, to be honest, I thought our pressure in the first half was probably a little bit better too. The frontal pressure today was outstanding from the boys. I think we had blokes cramping. I think they had guys cramping. In the end, it was a really, really tough game. But obviously, I'm wrapped with the way they sustained the pressure themselves and took it on.
So, Nutsy, the really impressive thing that I saw today was how composed your team is in the last line of defence. So many times they've just managed to find a way to work the ball out, not panic, and move it with conviction. And there's a lot of coast-to-coast stuff today. Have you worked a lot on that? Or is there just something that the team seems to put together?
Look, you work a lot on it. I suppose that group, that back six in particular, is Kai Walford played his first game, but that back six have played a lot of footy together now.
Yep.
And you put all of last year together, you then add another summer together. They've played a lot of footy together. It's probably the one line, touch wood, where we haven't had too many injuries across it. I do touch wood because you get them all the time. But no, they've worked together a lot. It's predictable what we're trying to do. So, yeah, I thought they were great today.
Yeah. Another thing, too, I thought was really impressive was Oscar Duncan's game today. That was because you controlled the midfield for, I would say you probably had about 70% of the centre touch. And that started with him, and that was a really big effort by him.
Yeah, unreal. And look, he hasn't been our first choice ruckman. I think you guys know. Alex Spraley's the best and fairest, and he's injured at the moment. Oscar's been knocking on the door for a long time. He's had a taste of senior footy. He did most of the pre-season as a forward. He's ready to go. He's a good kid. When Spag went down, he's been rucking for us in the pre-season. I thought he was unreal today. Line-hearted effort for a young boy, and he's got a lot of upside.
Yeah, good. So with the injuries you've got, are you expecting any back next week?
I'm hoping Hayden Woodhouse might be available next week. He's probably the only one. We had another one today. I think Charlie Westcott might have broken his hand, which was unfortunate because I thought he was unreal for us up forward today. He's so tough. So one out, one in. Alex Spraley is probably a week or so away. I reckon Charlie Holmes another week with his hamstring. And we're hoping Sam Fisher in the next month. Stab won't be until after the bye.
Speaking of Fisher, we did see him down on the boundary today, staying around the boys, staying involved. How important is it to have your leaders involved, even though they may not be on the field?
Sam's a ripper. He doesn't miss training. He doesn't miss a game. He's always there talking to the boys in the huddles and the breaks. And he's actually done most of the pre-season. He's feeling quite fit and strong at the moment, but with a pretty serious operation on that hamstring. He's had it done twice now. He doesn't want to do it again. So, but it is important. It is important to keep your leaders around the group, and he's been very positive and great.
Well, with so many stars out, you must be thrilled with the way that things planned out today. A big win for you to start the season. Dan Donati, congratulations and thank you for your time.
Good on you guys. Appreciate it.
Dan Donati, the senior coach of Old Xaverians, his side have just secured a big win to start the season, a 27-point victory over St Kevin's. Final score of 13-12-90 to 8-15-63. They led by 2 points at quarter time. Old Xaverians 26 at the main break, 31 points at three-quarter time. And St Kevin's won the final term by 4 points, but not enough to overhaul what was a pretty commanding Old Xaverians lead. Zavs go 1-0 in 2026. And I think that now, gentlemen, is just about going to wrap things up. The post-match, thanks to Australian Venue Company, Petchy, that's ozvenueco.com.au.
Yes.
So many people to thank. Of course, I want to thank my commentary team. Simon, thank you. It's been a pleasure working alongside you. First game we've called together.
Do it again in a couple of weeks when I get back from Hawaii.
Hawaii, yes. No, I've really enjoyed your guidance. And Hugo, pleasure as always working with you. Special comments.
As always, Matty, it was great.
Hang on, I had comments here.
Yeah, you can't.
Where's that special one?
I'm looking forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks, Petchy, with the full body tan.
Down on the boundary line, how could we not forget, or how could we forget the hard work that Harrison McIlwaine's done right throughout the course of the day. Harrison, thank you for all your hard work this afternoon.
Thank you, gentlemen. Made it very easy for me. Appreciate that.
And then to all the people behind the scenes who you don't hear, Buttons Bruce, controlling the airwaves, and then Sean behind the camera. There would be no broadcast without you guys. Glenn, thank you for coming down today as well. Your company was terrific. And of course, the most important people of all, those who have tuned in throughout the course of the afternoon with us here on the SEN app. Thank you for your company. It was a big win for the Old Zavs, 27-point win. We look forward to having you with SEN's match of the day next week. Old Brighton and St Kevin's will be the two teams in action. We can't wait to bring that to you. But until then, enjoy your week and take care.
This has been the SEN Match of the Day. Thanks to William Buck. Join us again next week on the SEN app, sen.com.au and vafa.com.au.